Of Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are San Diego.
In its 100th year, venerable Wrigley Field, north side of Chicago, the scene. Final game of this three-game series, the rubber game of the series, rubber game for the season. Each team with 3 wins. The Padres victorious last night, 8-3. Cubs won 6-0 on Tuesday night. And we welcome you to Chicago. Mark Grant, Dick Enberg, pleased you're with us. And you're going to see one of the best in baseball on the mound tonight, the Padres' Tyson Ross.
Yeah, to win Game 3 of the series, to win this series, it's best to have Tyson Ross on the hill because after the All-Star break against the New York Mets, he really twirled the gem. No runs in 7 innings, and over the last 5, even the ERA below 1.5 at 1.25, 36 innings, but very few walks, Dick. He's getting ahead. He's going for the strikeout, and look at the opponents only hitting 192. Why? Strike one, putting him away, but not only with the fastball, but the slider as well.
And coming up, the new faces for the Padres, Jeff Francoeur, Yangervis Solarte. They accounted for 5 of the 8 runs last night. Baseball from Chicago coming up. Comfortably in a leafy neighborhood on the north side, Wrigley has been home to Cub legends Ernie Banks, Billy Williams, and Andre Dawson. They call it the friendly confines, but at times it has been anything but accommodating. Yet that seems to add to the charm. A city, a team, a field that forever holds hope that next year will be their year. It's the 100th birthday of Wrigley Field. A beautiful baseball site, and interestingly, this is the 100th game of the season for the Chicago Cubs here at Wrigley Field. So they've each won 3 in the season series, so this will decide who gets one up head-to-head, and this is also for the series, and the Padres would like to win 2 series out of the All-Star break. They took 2 out of 3 from the Mets, and here's a chance to take 2 out of 3 from Chicago.
Yeah, and with the way the Cubs are playing as they go in today's game, as you mentioned, Dick, 41-58 for the Chicago Cubs. This is always a tough place to win. And with the way the Padres swung it last night and pitched last night, kind of like their chances.
Well, it's time for our Saquon Pick the Stick. Fans, you can decide who you're with by tweeting #I'mWith and the last name of the broadcaster you think has the best pick tonight. If you're right, you could win a free foursome of golf at the Saquon Golf Resort. And there are the picks tonight. Well, the weather has been part of the story. Tuesday night, it was brutally hot and humid. 90 degrees and over 90% humidity. Then 30-degree drop in weather last night. It was really coat and sweater and blanket weather, and it's ideal tonight.
It is absolutely gorgeous. We picked the best one for the last game. It's going to be a beautiful night for baseball.
And let's check the Padres lineup. Brought to you by Toyota. Alexi Amarista to lead it off. The newest Padre from the Yankees, Yangervis Solarte, is hitting second. Switch hitter. Seth Smith will be in the third slot. Yasmani Grandal at first base hits cleanup. Then Will Venable in center field. Jake Gobert will be near his fans out there in the left field bleachers. He bats sixth. Chris Nelson at third, seventh. Rene Rivera behind the dish. And Tyson Ross on the mound.
And the scouting report for veteran right-hander Edwin Jackson, the 30-year-old, can get wild in the strike zone and out of the stretch a lot. Boy, the base runners, when he has been on the hill this year, is unbelievable. Get this, 110 and 2/3 innings pitched. He has allowed 175 base runners. Padres got to get to him early.
And you add that all up in runs scored, he's given up more runs than any pitcher in the National League, 74. The defense for the Cubs tonight brought to you by Honda. Coughlin in left. Bonifacio moves from second to center field. Ryan Sweeney in right. Valbuena with a 3-run homer last night, the only run scored by the Cubs. At third, Castro at short. Alcantara moves from center field to second base. Rizzo at first. And John Baker, former Padre, a good guy behind the plate tonight for Edwin Jackson. Jackson is 30 years of age. A no-hitter when he was with Arizona. The only German-born player ever to pitch a no-hitter in this great game. He's had a rough time. He's 5-10 this year. Mark already indicated too many base runners, walks, and hits. Hopefully the Padres will continue that trend as we're ready to go. Amarista steps in, and the first pitch of the game is in there for a strike. 90 miles an hour on the fastball. Amarista at 231. Then Solarte and Smith for the Padres here in the first. He's got Amarista way out in front, 0-2. Plate umpire tonight is Ron Colta, one of the better ball and strike umpires in the game. Ed Hickox at first, Pat Hobart at second, and the crew chief Todd Tichenor at third. Well, Jackson on 3 pitches mows down Amarista.
Now it's time for our keys of the game, brought to you by Honda dealers of San Diego County. Hey, keep the mojo in motion. Dick, last night was a fun game, huh? 8 runs, 8 hits for the Padres, and the Cubs 3 runs on only one off one swing of the bat. Valbuena, and then early action on Jackson. I indicated a lot of base runners off the right-hander. Multiple base runners early. Hopefully, you get an early lead for San Diego. We get choked up even talking about it.
Padres took advantage of a lot of walks from Cubs pitching last night, 11. And Jackson has that reputation as well. 49 walks this year. That's tied for the 5th most. As you look at Yangervis Solarte, a triple and a single last night in his Padre debut. His first at bat, an RBI triple in the entire history of the Padre franchise. No one in their first at bat has knocked in a run with a triple. There have been those who have tripled in their first game, but not a triple RBI in their first at bat. Hopefully that's an indication of what's ahead for Solarte in that San Diego uniform. 1-2. Last night, batting right-handed, he sliced this drive down the right field line deep into the corner. And with Denorfia on first, he scored, and Solarte hustles his way into third with that RBI triple. Two and two.
Well, we've already seen some off-speed stuff from Jackson. He throws the fastball 90 to 97. He can get it up there now. The slider, the curveball, and the changeup. There are some innings, Dick, when he's just all over the map, and there are some innings when he's dotting the corners and looking like a Cy Young Award winner.
And there's a good example. Yep. Almost hit the foot of Solarte, and the count goes full. He had a 2-strike start against Solarte. Seth Smith is on deck.
And I would have to say, I'm not a hitter, but when you look at the way that Jackson throws, and he's erratic at times, I'm not going to say it's going to be a comfortable at bat. You got to be on your toes a little bit. You never know at times where that pitch is going to be ending up.
Solarte drills it to right field and caught by Ryan Sweeney. As he stepped forward, he slipped and fell to his knees, but the ball was hit so hard it carried all the way to Sweeney, and he was able to glove it off the top of the grass. Oh, my.
That has got to be one of the worst feelings for an outfielder when a ball is hitting your general direction, and then all of a sudden you lose your footing, and then you lose your footing again. And then he just scoops it, gets the glove underneath the baseball, he lays the glove on the grass, and the ball ends up in the webbing for the grab.
Solarte put a good swing on that, barreled it up. But it was hit almost too hard. That bailed out Sweeney.
He's got ice skates on out there.
But Black out to make sure that that ball wasn't trapped. But you saw in the replay it was caught by Sweeney, remarkably so. So no challenge. And here's Seth Smith, the Padres leader in every offensive category of significance. 286 is average. Fly ball into left center, dying in left center, and a base hit. As Smith able to parachute one between the trio of Cubs, Coghlan in left, Castro the shortstop, and Bonifacio in center field. First Padre hit.
I don't know whether the Cub outfielders, Coghlan and Bonifacio, were fooled by the swing, but it was off the end of the bat. It was definitely not off the sweet spot of Seth Smith. It's a sweet result, though. 2-out single.
Brings up Yasmani Grandal. Grandal is on an interesting streak here in Chicago. Tuesday night, his last 2 at-bats, he walked. Last night, coming off the bench, was up twice, walked both times. So 4 straight times, he's gotten the free ticket. Will Venable on deck. Grandal in the game at Petco Park, pitched by Edwin Jackson, took him deep the first time up. Jackson has had no luck against Padre hitters. 9 starts, 0-5, ERA just under 7.
Ouch.
2-0.
And he works very slowly, Edwin Jackson.
His dad was a U.S. Army sergeant in Germany, where he was born. We have time now for the top tier player profile involving Edwin Jackson, brought to you by Arco. Against the Padres, 11 games, 9 starts, 0-5, 6.94 ERA, and Padre hitters batting .332 against his offer.
And if you get to him early, he's just going to make matters worse for Jackson. So it'd be nice to get a little 2-out rally going here.
And that's on the inside edge, 2-2.
Boy, back door, or I should say front door breaking ball behind the count. Hitters count. He threw a little slider up there to even the count at 2-2. Pitch number 4 there, down and in to Grandal.
Oh, watch out. That bat goes flying into the 5th row behind the Padre dugout. Fortunately, empty seats there. No one injured, and that fan taking a bow for finding it in the aisleway.
Look out.
That's a hammer throw.
Yeah, it is.
How fortunate it landed in an empty area. I mean, a baseball you can duck, dodge, elude, but a bat pinwheeling in there is really a tough call. So he'll keep the bat. Grandal hopefully has picked a new bat with a hit in it. Count stays at 2-2. So this will wrap up the first leg of this road trip. 3 here in Chicago. We'll head by charter down to Atlanta after the game, arriving at our hotel there around 3-4 o'clock in the morning.
Isn't that lovely?
Yeah, and right back at the Braves Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Smith, 2-out single.
That guy's going to take his bat and go home.
I think he has to check that in. He'll pick it up on his way home. Ground ball by Rizzo into the right field corner. Smith running at the crack of the bat. Can he score? Here comes Sweeney to get the ball, and here comes Smith, and he will score on a triple by Grandal. 1-0 Padres. Deja vu. Last night, a single. Well, actually, a walk and a triple got the Padres a run early, first inning, and now a single and a triple. The ball hung up down in that right field corner, so Sweeney unable to come up with it quickly.
Oh, a good swing and battling here against Jackson. And you know what? Rizzo on the bag had to go field his position and go back towards the bag to try to make it, and the ball got stuck there. Now, it's interesting. You know what? I've seen balls get stuck like that before. The outfielders put their hands up. It should be a ground rule double. If they don't go for it, they can put their hands up, and that would be a ground rule double, I believe. That ball gets stuck, it gets stuck. So it might have been a break for the Padres.
On the other hand, if you're the outfielder, you've got to react right away, and if they don't rule it being stuck and you just stand there, Grandal keeps on a going inside the park home run. Now a rare triple for Grandal. And here's Will Venable. Chance to add here in the first inning. Venable at 208. 3 for 13 against Jackson. Previous meetings. Broken bat single, and that's going to fall into center field for a base hit. And Venable delivers Grandal, and the Padres jump on Jackson 2-0 here in the first inning. Well, this is consistent with past behavior. Jackson against the Padres.
And early action, early 2-out action. As Venable, it sounds like he broke that shillelagh, so he will gladly sacrifice that with a base knock to center field and an RBI.
And remember, before the bloop single by Smith, Solarde drilled one to right field that Sweeney caught on his knees. This could be even bigger. Grandal happy about that 3-bagger. Here's Jake Gobert. Venable with 6 stolen bases. Pretty close. Good move by Jackson. So 2-out single Smith. Grandal triple into the right field corner. Venable delivers Grandal with a single. I don't know if the fans who brought the Gobert, G-O-E-B, not 2 B's, but B squared, to save themselves the sign. We asked him about it. It was cleverly done. Maybe some Northwestern mates when he was playing for the Wildcats. He said, no, those are just some young kids I teach at baseball over in my hometown, which is just an hour to the west, Hampshire.
That's great. Homemade said, let's go, Gobert. And they got the pumpkin on there. The great pumpkin.
Yeah, the pumpkin patch that the parents own. And he'll be playing left field right in front of them. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I love 2-out rallies. I love ground balls to the center fielder, and I love 2-out rallies.
You're a man of passion and love. See if Venable might try to steal, set up another run here. There he goes. Foul back.
Well, for the Padres, the last 2 nights up until this point, 10 runs have been scored without hitting a home run. And that's putting together some extra base hits. That means you're getting multiple base runners. And they still got it going here with 2 outs here in the top of the first.
Lowest run scoring team in the league, but they've plated their 300th run with Smith scoring in this first inning rally. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Gobert goes down. Couple of strikeouts for Jackson, but the Padres put a 2 on the board for Tyson Ross. The key blow, this triple, sticking down in the right field corner by the Padre bullpen. A Grandal triple and then a single. It's 2-0 San Diego.
Got him. Oh, my. Done and done.
Struck him out. Got him swinging. Tyson Ross takes them out. He has 132 strikeouts. That's number 6 in the National League. ERA of 2.70 at the start as we check the Cubs lineup, brought to you by Mattress Discounters. Bonifacio, Alcantara, then Anthony Rizzo, the home run leader in the National League. Starlin Castro bats cleanup. Chris Coghlan, then Luis Valbuena. Homered last night, a 3-run shot. Ryan Sweeney bats 7th. John Baker behind the plate, and then Edwin Jackson. Bonifacio, switch hitter, just off the disabled list for this series. Has 3 hits in the first 2 games. Bunt single last night. Got to hurry. Bonifacio's fast, and Amarista takes care of it. 1 away.
Tyson Ross has 2 runs to work with as he goes to work here in the bottom of the first, and the scouting report looks something like this: going deep regularly. He did just that against the New York Mets after the All-Star break, going 7 innings. You look up down his ledger: 7, 7, 9, 6, 7, 7, and keep dominating. I mean, let's face it, he gets ahead, he puts the hitters on the defensive, and he makes them look silly, especially with that swing and miss slider that he possesses.
Of all of his outstanding numbers posted so far this year, most impressive has been in 11 starts. He's gone at least 6 innings and allowed no runs or 1 run. 11 times.
That's
6 in a row.
Yeah, that's dominating.
Alcantara, 22-year-old youngster, hit a long home run on Tuesday night over the bleachers onto Sheffield Avenue. First time ever this year that someone's gone that deep. There are the July ratings. How about that? 0.93 ERA, best in the National League, and walks and hits for innings pitched, best in the National League. A lot of Padre fans here in Chicago. Saw some in the hotel this morning.
Oh, yeah.
Oh! 2-1 to Alcantara. Make that 2-2 now.
Wipe him away with the slider down and in.
Oh, how about a fastball at 94? First strikeout for Ross. And a look at the Padre defense, brought to you by the Aramco Group. Govert in left, Venable in center, and Smith in right. Chris Nelson at third base, Amarista and Solarte, the double play combination. Grandal at first base, Rivera behind the plate for Ross.
See, this is the beauty of Tyson Ross and what he possesses. The hitter probably has the slider in the back of his mind, right, with 2 strikes. But what does Ross do? He counters with a 2-seamer, locks him up, take a hike. Tell your story walking back to the dugout on the 2-seam fastball. That was nasty.
Slider to Rizzo, strike 1. Rizzo on a home run tear. Last 13 games, 8 home runs. 25 leading the National League, strike 2.
There's so much movement on that 2-seamer that Rivera couldn't squeeze it cleanly. And Tyson's like, come on, let's go, squeeze it.
Yeah, it didn't cost him a strike.
No. That's a lot of movement right there. Here comes the fastball in. He shook. Here comes the slider.
Bounces it. 1-2.
Let's go back to that 2-seam fastball earlier that he couldn't handle. 2-seamer up in the zone. Look at that movement, and it's boxed by Rene Rivera. But he got the called strike.
Did he go? No. Rizzo in the midst of an 8-game hitting streak. 5 home runs in the last 5 games. He is the Cub star. Jeff's got a piece of that one. Nice story about Rizzo. Tuesday night, the opening game of the series, he had visited with a 22-year-old cancer patient here in Chicago and said, I'm going to hit a home run for you. Did one better, hit 2 home runs.
Nice.
Young man Mike Casales.
Beautiful story.
He'll be a Rizzo fan the rest of his days. And hopefully a long life. Inside and 3-2 as Rizzo walks more than any Cub, 55 times this year. So with his long ball power and a lot of walks, his on base percentage up there with the leaders. Got him. There's the slider. Couple of strikeouts in the first inning. Tyson Ross is back, and he's brought some super stuff. After 1 inning at Wrigley Field, Chicago, Padres with a 2-0 lead. north side of Chicago. Wrigley Field, home of the Cubs. For 100 years they've played baseball here on this site. Padres go to work here in the second inning with a 2-0 lead. Chris Nelson and Rene Rivera and Tyson Ross against Edwin Jackson. Nelson with a double, RBI double to right center last night. First extra base hit as a Padre. Five for 19, 263 average. And he's made some very smart plays at third base.
He's looked good over there.
Fly ball lifted to right, shallow. Sweeney coming in. One away.
Oh, that's right out of the natural right there, huh? Where's Glenn Close when you need her to stand up?
I think she is there.
Yeah. As the sun sets to the west here in Chicago, beautiful night for baseball. Couldn't ask for a better night.
Three different,
isn't it
tastes
unbelievable?
Of weather. I mean, you come here and you expect anything and everything, but in 3 days to get such extremes, and now right in the middle, a perfect night. Rivera, 6 home runs this year. Planted that first pitch right in the heart of the plate, didn't he? According to our Fox tracks, brought to you by Nissan.
And not necessarily a bad thing, because Jackson, who is a pitcher, can get wild. He's almost, it's almost 4 walks per 9 innings for the right-hander. And the walk was the big key of the game last night. The Padres' victory, a lot of walks.
That one popped off first and will sail away from Rizzo. I look back at the last time Jackson pitched against the Padres. That was on May 23rd at Petco Park. Just interesting, the lineup. Cabrera, then Maben, Smith, who's hitting third also tonight, Headley, Alonso, Jerko, Venable, who's in the lineup tonight, and then Grandal. How times have changed in just a couple of months. Isn't that your old buddy there?
That's Charles and his wife Tammy.
Yeah, I saw them in the hotel too this morning.
Making the trip from San Diego. They live in Wisconsin. They travel all over to root for their Padres.
2 balls, 2 strikes, Rivera. And speaking of the 3 injured players that are at El Paso, Jerko, Cabrera, Alonso, will bring you up to date on how they're doing. Another fly ball to right. Almost the same spot where Nelson hit his. 2 away. Well, time now for you to tweet your photo using hashtag SDFanPhoto. A chance to have it shown in our telecast brought to you by AT&T. It's not a bad shot right there, is it?
Beautiful.
Yeah, that's like a motion picture shot.
Yeah, every angle here, every seat brings you a different taste, a flavor of Wrigley Field.
Of course, there are added seats out across Sheffield there. There's some litigation going on. Fans who have built rather fancy facilities. Strike 2. And the word is that in the reconstructing of Wrigley Field, they're going to put up some big message boards, and that'll block the view of some of those fans across the street.
Yeah.
And they don't like that at all. Ground ball punch to the right side. On the run, Alcantara. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Edwin Jackson. But the Padres lead it 2-0. Chase Headley, 3 games, has had a hit in all 3, including a game winner in his first New York Yankee contest. Middle of the order, Starlin Castro, then Chris Coghlan and Luis Valbuena for the Cubs here in the second. Castro, very productive hitter, still only 24, more hits than any shortstop since 2011 by a bunch in all of Major League Baseball. Off the mark for the first 2 pitches, Tyson Ross. Foul tip, 2-1.
You know, Tyson Ross has done that many times this year, falling behind 2-0 and then going right back to a slider. That was a slider on the outside half of the plate.
"27 years of age, from Oakland, California, Ross. 3-1. Uh-oh, watch out. Here comes the Cubs hat with some nachos, salsa. Uh-oh, I can see you salivating right now.
Oh, we've seen the ice cream in the little, the little helmet. How about that? Wow.
3-1 to Castro. And he loses him. Leadoff walk. And time for our Fan Diego fans of the game.
And as you mentioned, Dick, we've seen a lot of them walking up and down Michigan Avenue, the Magnificent Mile. There's Charles and his wife Tammy wearing
one of the giveaways.
Wearing the hoodies. And some Cub fans hanging with some Padre fans. See, it's all good. This guy's got something in his eye. That guy's wearing the old brown. Front row.
Chris Coghlan, been a hot hitter, hitting safely in 17 of the last 18 games, hiking his average up to 273, hitting 387 in this stretch of 18 games. Big swing, 1-1. On deck is Luis Valbuena.
You know, one of the things that pitching coach Darren Balsley has says for the Padres about Tyson Ross and why he's been so successful is being able to make an adjustment after a walk and not being around the strike zone consistently, to get right back into that release point mechanically, to get either a ground ball or a strikeout after a walk, and that's how you prevent the big innings.
And in the month of July, we showed you the numbers at 0.93 ERA, but 30 strikeouts, only 4 walks.
It's amazing, isn't it? That's pounding the strike zone with velocity and movement.
But he lost Castro to lead off this second inning. Slice to left, that's slicing back to Gobert, and one away.
Well, Tyson Ross, we talk about keeping the ball down. Well, against the Mets, let's check out our Fox vision. See the tilt he gets down and away to the Mets hitters. And with that late action down in the zone, what happens? It's tough to square up. The hitter hits the top half of that baseball. There's a breaky ball down, taken for a strike. Therefore, you get a lot of ground balls. You get a lot of swings and misses, and that's why Tyson Ross has been so successful.
So he gets that fastball that can tail back to the right-handed hitter. And then he comes back with a slider back on the outside of the right-handed hitter. And what are you going to expect?
Something like that. We just saw the swing and the miss, right? Or the weak round around the infield.
That's a man, Valbuena makes you throw strikes. He takes a lot of pitches. In fact, 4th most in the National League per at-bat. On his fist, foul ball. Sitting with broad shoulders, almost walking distance. What crow flies, what, 3 miles maybe from here?
Yeah, it would be a good healthy walk. It'd be good for the body. If you had some time to take in the sights and walk from downtown, you betcha. Oh, you darn tootin'.
Mom say that, darn tootin'?
Oh yeah, all the time.
0-2 to Valbuena. Six home runs last night, his 6th, a big blast to right field. Only runs given up by Kennedy on that swing. Otherwise, Ian Kennedy had himself 6 innings of shutout ball. Line to left, foul.
Oh, scattering the Cubs bullpen down there.
Yeah, you got to be alert at Wrigley Field. Both bullpens tucked away just beyond that little angle down each line.
Look out.
Hits the fan in the dark shirt. Karam's back on the field. Hopefully they threw it back to that fan.
Well, sometimes also regarding Tyson Ross and missing with location, he'll fall off to the first base side of the pitcher's mound. And what happens there is that when he does fall off, he's inconsistent with his release point, like any right-handed pitcher would be. Got to stay on line, on target until that ball leaves his hand. Like that. That was a little better.
And here's Valbuena. That was the 5th pitch of this at bat, so he'll go to at least 6. He's averaging 4.3 pitches per plate appearance, 4th best in the league, and consistent here in this at bat. Fouls off a lot of pitches. Good eye. The only weakness in Tyson Ross's game thus far this year has been the fact that he doesn't hold runners well. He's allowed 23 stolen bases, most in the National League. He'll improve upon that. And a full count.
And a nice block by Rene Rivera. He's got to be on his game behind the plate with runners on base, especially with 2 strikes. Slider in the dirt. Better smother it for your pitcher, Tyson Ross. Prevent that runner from taking a free 90 feet.
Valbuena works the count full. 1 out. Castro at first base. Padres with an early 2-0 lead here at Wrigley Field.
I don't know if Rick Renteria would send him right here because to avoid the strike him out, throw him out possibly.
No. Ground ball, foul. That scatters the Padre pen.
Well, look at those beards down there. You got Dale Thayer looks like the Cowardly Lion. Coward he is not.
Bert Lahr.
Exactly. My good courage. That is just one of the best I've seen in a long time.
Struck him out. It was a battle, 7-pitch battle, but 3rd strikeout results for Tyson Ross. Might have gone after ball 4. Well, our Saquon Casino Daycation stat of the game involves the strikeout. As always, National League leaders in July, most strikeouts per 9 innings pitched. There's Tyson Ross just behind DeGrom, Strasburg, and Cueto. Over 9 per game. Strike 1 to Ryan Sweeney. Checks in at 220 with 1 home run. He had him walking.
Yep.
But couldn't quite get the throw on the bag with Grandal covering there.
There's Rick Renteria. Socio, ¿qué pasa? Always good for time for an interview. Miss Ricky on the buses. Well, he was entertaining, wasn't he?
Yeah. Great spirit, attitude.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, speaking of the spirit and attitude, how about Tyson Ross? He is the Padre nominee. Each major league team is honored, one person honored, for the Heart and Hustle Award. It's for your behavior as a player and in the community, your passion for life and for the game of baseball. So congratulations to Tyson, and then they're going to name in November in New York the overall winner.
Yep. Very well deserved.
Nate Scherholtz is the Cubs nominee, the outfielder. Two strikes ahead of Sweeney. And fouled over the screen, back of home plate.
Hey, Red Hots, get your Red Hots. Hot dogs. Now, you talk about a guy who has a passion for his job. I love it.
Yeah, it reminds me of my dad when I was a little kid, and there'd be the relatives would be over, and they always ask the question, "What do you want to be when you grow up, Dickie?" You know, I said, "I want to be a baseball player, and I want to be in the major leagues and play at Briggs Stadium, Tiger Stadium." And my dad said, "Yeah, he'll be there. Peanuts, popcorn, Cracker Jacks." Come on, Dad. There goes the runner, swing and a miss, strike three. So the throw down to second base is immaterial. 4 strikeouts, 2 innings for Tyson Ross.
Mark, Grant, and Dick were talking about all the great places you can see the ball game at Wrigley Field, and I've walked around and I've definitely found my favorite. Up here in the rooftop, out across Sheffield and right field, beautiful place to see a ball game. A little bit of background on the rooftop up here. It's on top of some residential homes, and when it opened in 1914, Wrigley did, people would just bring up their own hot dogs, their own beers, and then about 1980 they figured out, hey, we can put some seats up here, sell some tickets. Great place to watch, have corporate events. If you look over to my right, you see the L, you have Lake Michigan. You look to my left, and you have the skyline. You look straight ahead, you got a ball game. You can't beat this. Guys, have you ever seen a game from out here? I know Mud has. You had to have.
You know what, Chris? I have, and it is a great experience. And you meet some new friends out there, and like you said, you've got a lot to look at while you meet new people and avoid
Amarista leads off and sends one to the left fielder for the first out.
You have a chance to have some social sparklers and some good food and enjoy a big league ball game.
I'll tell you what's neat is just how close you feel. I mean, the road, Sheffield, is pretty wide, and when you walk out, but once you're up here, you feel just like you're a part of the game.
Yeah, a lot of electricity out there, too, as well, isn't there, Chris?
A lot of Padres fans up here as well. So I guess if you're going to come up here and you say I want to see a ball game, why not sit in the rooftop?
How much does a ticket cost for up there?
It kind of ranges from what I looked at, maybe about 75 to about 250. Kind of depends on which side of the field you're on.
But that's because you get all the free food and drink. Is that why it's so expensive?
I guess so.
And a
But a nice grill up here. I mean, you can have a brewski, a Chicago dog, put some ketchup, what they like, cucumbers and pickles on a Chicago dog, right, Mud?
Yeah. Drag it through the garden and dance.
You want me to bring 2 back to the ballpark?
Absolutely.
Sounds good.
All right, back to the action as Solarte steps up. He lines sharply to right field. Almost handcuffed the slipping and sliding right fielder Ryan Sweeney, but he's able to glove it right off the grass top. Whoa. 1-2 the count. "27 years of age, from Valencia, Venezuela. High school buddy of Alex Torres. Wrapped to the right side. Alcantara takes care of it. 2 away. Brings up Seth Smith with 2 outs in the first inning and no one aboard. Smith dumped a single into left center field. Then Grandal grounded a triple pass first. Venable singled in Grandal, and the Padres have their 2-0 lead.
That woman, I believe her name is Dorothy. She sits right behind the visiting dugout. She has been coming here for years and years. Becomes friend with the visiting players. Just a delight to talk to. She is a fan.
He's studying her notes there, huh? 1-0 to Seth Smith. 7th best on base percentage in the entire National League. Combination of his walks, 43, and good hitting. 2-0. Hit well to deep left field. That chases Coghlan back, and it is at the base of the ivy. Smith on his way to a 2-out double. Takes a big turn and holds there. 2 for 2 tonight for Seth Smith. Goes deep the opposite field. That's the way to beat the shift.
Yeah, and he also started that rally in the first inning with 2 outs with a single. He ended up scoring. Edwin Jackson tries to go down and away, and Seth Smith sends it that way. Hey, get it going. I love a 2-out rally.
Grandal comes up. He tripled in Smith in the first inning. Chance to add on to that 2-0 advantage here in the top of the 3rd.
That's a good way to beat that shift, if you, as you just said, right, Dick?
Hit it to the ivy.
That's right.
If you folks weren't with us last night, Tommy Medica hit a ball into the ivy and it didn't come out. Ground rule double. Medica with a 3-hit performance. So somewhere in there is Medica's double. Surprisingly, it doesn't happen very often. Thick ivy, and it rejects the ball. Here it is last night. Medica didn't know whether or not the ball was caught or not because it didn't bounce out. Looked like Alcantara might have caught it. That produced a run. Set up more action, 2nd and 3rd. Oh, and 2 to Grandal.
Well, the Padres had no 2-out hits the first 2 games of the series. Well, they have 4 tonight. And that's some kind of nice. Well, this 2-out run would be nice here, huh?
Yeah, that somehow 3 always seems so much bigger than 2. More than 1 run. Fly ball. That was force Bonifacio back a couple of steps, but Padres unable to pick up another run. It remains 2-0, middle of the 3rd. Sports San Diego presents Padres Baseball. Brought to you by Petco, the power of together. And by your San Diego Lexus dealer. Bottom of the third, Padres with a 2-0 lead. As we look to John Baker to lead it off, then Edwin Jackson and Emilio Bonifacio. John hitting only .214, but of late, he's had that bat clicking for him. He's 10 for the last 23, the last 9 games. That's .435.
Great guy to have on a club,
yeah, It is indeed. So he looks out there at Cal Berkeley's Tyson Ross, and he's a former Bear himself. 1-1. Hit deep to left field. Smith back, and that's off the top of the wall. And Baker continues his hot hitting of late. Just missed a home run. First hit of the game for the Cubbies. One Berkeley lad to another.
You know, Dick, we talk about hitters trying to pull Tyson Ross, and especially left-handed hitters. If you try to pull pitches that are away, 2-seamers, 4-seamers up and away, you're going to run into trouble. This looks like a high 2-seam fastball that splits the heart of the plate, but John Baker does a nice job of exactly doing what I was just talking about, taking it the opposite way. Gobert has to give up on it just below the basket for the double.
Brings up Jackson. He's trying to move him along, and that'll get the job done. Ross a little tardy getting to the ball. Solarte covering. Perfect sacrifice for Jackson.
Got it done quickly. Got it done correctly. It's a nice sacrifice bunt right there by Edwin Jackson.
Don't be surprised if this man bunts as well. Bonifacio. Grounded to short his first time. Ross has 4 strikeouts through the first 2 1/3. This would be a dandy time to pick up number 5. Nelson in on the grass at third. Foul tip. Rondo bag high at first base.
Yeah, middle infielders playing not all the way back, but you can see where they're. It was as if maybe a runner would be at first base, double play depth. So you don't want to bring him in, because if you do that, you get a little chop over the head. That creates the possibility of a big inning.
Swing and a miss, so he's ahead on the count 0-2. Bonifacio down to one knee trying to chase that slider.
And in a perfect world, the punch out would be great right here, right?
I'm sure that's what Ross and Bud Black, manager, are thinking. With 2 strikes now, Nelson can back off. He's on the infield dirt at third. Trying to get him to bite on another slider. One out. Baker at third. Protective swing.
Hey, enjoy year-round benefits and season tickets when you become a Padres season ticket member. Place your 2015 deposit now. You're going to receive complimentary tickets to 5 games to try 5 unique seating locations, experience a membership event, and be the first to hand-select the best seats at a private event in August. Get on the horn. Give them a jingle. 619-795-5555. Hey, become a member today.
Ground ball foul. Pass first. Willie Blair, the pitching coach down there.
I'm glad you mentioned his name, Dick, because you know what? Willie Blair right here, he doesn't get enough love. That guy works his tail off. He works his heart out to try to get those relievers prepared to come into a ball game. He's an extension of the pitching coach, Darren Balsley, for the Padres down in that bullpen. And Justin Hatcher as well on the left there. They do a fine job. They don't get enough credit.
2 balls, 2 strikes now to Bonifacio.
The work that those guys put in is unbelievable.
No, it's endless. I mean, they're the first to the ballpark,
Yeah.
the last to leave.
Darren Balsley up till 4 in the morning watching video and writing up scouting reports for each and every one of those pitchers.
Baker at third, 2-2, and fouled away. Anything up the middle on the ground will score the run to the corners of the infield. Chance Baker, not a fast runner. Nail him at the plate. A view from where Chris Budden is watching. 8th pitch of this at bat to Bonifacio. Strike 3. Yes, sir. That 2 fingered fastball. Watch how this breaks back in.
Oh, yeah.
Left-handed hitter. Oh, wow. What action.
Absolutely. Right on the inside corner.
5 strikeouts now for Ross. That's a big one.
And Dick, as you mentioned, that 2-seam fastball there, the arsenal tonight. Fastball 55%, breaking ball 41, and the changeup coming in 3rd place.
Alcantara chases in the dirt. He struck out, took a 3rd strike the first time. 50th pitch, however, coming up for Ross. A lot of strikeouts will do that to the pitch count.
Yep.
And he chases again, 0-2. That's the curveball. Slider.
Good call. Nice tight break. Down and out of the zone. And there you see the breakdown, Dick. You mentioned it, 50 pitches. Yeah, 2-1 strikes, right? Just a little under 2-1. According to my math, let's see, 33, 17 and a half. Carry the 3.
Yeah, you got it. You got it. 1,000. Swing and a miss. 3 pitches, and Alcantara showed that he's a 22-year-old in that at bat. How about that pitching? A man at third with 1 out, and Tyson Ross punches out Bonifacio and Alcantara and continues to lead 3-0. It's time now for our Coors Banquet Timeless Moment. On this date in 1983, George Brett, 9th inning home run at Yankee Stadium, disallowed. Umpires ruled there was too much pine tar up toward the barrel of the bat, and it was overruled. Lee McPhail was the American League president, and first time ever he disagreed with the umpires. They would replay the game and the home run would count, and they'd replay it in August of that year. I think that Kansas City won. Will Venable, Jake Gobert, and Chris Nelson to bat for the Padres against Edwin Jackson here, top of the 4th.
Yeah, and Buddy Black started that game at the stadium in the Bronx.
Small world. Well, there have been managers and coaches and players that have snapped over a bad call. George Brett may be right up at the top of that ladder.
I'd have to agree with you there.
Get a chance, we'll show it to you. Never gets old. Two and one. Jackson stumbling on the follow through. Venable single to center field to drive in the second run back in the first inning. Hasn't thrown him a strike yet. There's a pitch on the inside corner at the knees. 2-2. Pulled to first. Rizzo there. The flip to Jackson. One away.
Oh, that breaking ball down and in to the left-handed hitters out of the hand of Edwin Jackson. Yeah, heads up, Anthony Rizzo. Heads up, Alcantara at second base. They're going to pull that breaking ball, keep it on the ground like he just did that last pitch.
Jake Gobert struck out swinging the first time. Here Ron Culpa outside on that first pitch. Well, Jackson is much sharper with his control tonight than he's been all season long. Hasn't walked a man. Line foul just over the bullpen. Well, we talked about George Brett when he learned that that home run didn't count. The umpire will measure how far the pine tar goes up the barrel of the bat and then signals to the dugout, you're out. Oh, here comes Brett, shot out of a cannon. Oh, man. I mean, it took all four umpires to restrain him. But overnight, Lee McPhail, the commissioner, said, no, we're not going to take the home run away. We'll count the home run and we'll continue play in August, and the Royals, instead of losing the game, would eventually win it. And Gobert goes down for the second time. 3 strikeouts for Edwin Jackson. Well, Chris Budden has made her way across Sheffield and darted into Wrigley Field. Where is she now?
Well, I'm back down by the dugout. I know that Gobert was probably frustrated with that strikeout, but he's been all smiles this week, being just an hour away from his home. And we have a old picture of Jake there. There's Jake, all smiles with the pumpkin patch. Family, of course, owning the Agritainment pumpkin patch, as they call it. But everyone's been here. From his old principal was here yesterday, his Northwestern coach, everyone. He said it's just been a madhouse.
Gobert getting that treatment here as he comes back to his roots, and Jeff Francoeur, as we go to Atlanta, that's where he lives, and he's excited about 4 games against the Braves, his former team, and still lives there. Rene Rivera.
I just love that picture at the pumpkin patch. That is just precious. That's great. You think he's sick of pumpkin pie?
I bet he is, because I grew up in an apple orchard and I rarely will ever eat an apple.
Yeah, I'll bet.
That's a strike. 1-2. Yeah. Edwin Jackson has been sharp tonight. Had a little hiccup in the first inning with a single 2-out Smith. Grandal's triple, and then the RBI single Venable for the 2 Padre runs, but 3 strikeouts, no walks. Out in front of the plate, Baker pounces on it. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Edwin Jackson. Coming up, Anthony Rizzo with his 25 home runs and 55 runs batted in.
That he was going to try and improve on in the spring. He worked on it, got into the season. I know everybody was talking a lot about how he wasn't really hitting for a lot of power, but here's a young man who was trying to develop an approach to hitting. And we always know that power actually comes last, and if you're a hitter, as you start to develop those skills as a hitter, the natural ability to be able to drive a ball out of the ballpark starts to fall into place, and he's been able to do that here as of late and do it well.
That's a nice nugget of information from Rick Renteria, who was the coach of the Padres under Bud Black for 6 years. You know, learn to be a good hitter first. The home runs will come, and with that body, you know he's going to hit a lot of home runs.
Absolutely. Big, strong kid, squared up, especially on the days where the wind is blowing out here. Even when the wind is blowing in, Anthony Rizzo is going to get his share of home runs.
Struck out the first time. He'll be followed by Starlin Castro and Chris Coughlin. Last of the fourth, the Padres leading 2-0. You know, Renteria, the small world of baseball, hit his first major league home run off Bud Black.
Oh, nice.
And it's great that he got an opportunity to manage. Rick now patiently waiting his turn, 52 years of age. That's on the inside corner, and a quick 2-strike advantage for Tyson Ross. Painting that inside edge because Rizzo hangs right over the inside corner. 1-2.
That's another pitch that I really love. The fastball in at the belt buckle, whether it's a left-handed hitter or right-handed hitter, it gives you a spot to aim at. As you can see, pitch number 3 way in. Now he can go back inside. He can go slider down and in.
Foul back, and the count remains 1-2. Padres All-Star against the Cubs All-Star, and the other is in the on-deck circle, Starlin Castro. Line through the shift into right field for a base hit. Solid single. Rizzo, his hitting streak now 9 straight games.
Well, Tyson Ross had him in a pitcher's count. First pitch, 2-seamer down and in. High fastball. Was it going to be uno dos adios? Not the case. Made him move his feet a little bit. That pitch there he missed. It leaked up and away. And Anthony squaring that one up. You've heard about the game show, Dick, Beat the Clock. Well, Anthony Rizzo just beat the shift. You're a game show host, Baffle, Sports Challenge.
Yeah, that's Beat the Clock, though. That was a very popular quiz show. Ross, unfortunately, lost the ticker on that one.
Time ran out on him.
Yeah, it ran out. Rizzo smoked that line drive single. Castro walked his first time.
But Tyson knows that one quality pitch right here, induce a grounder. Infield playing to pull a little bit. Rizzo does not run that well.
Line to right center. That's up the gap. Nice fielding by Venable to hold that to a long single. Rizzo to third with no one out. First and third for the Cubs. Venable doing a good job to hold that to a long single.
Well, remember when Tyson was ahead of Anthony Rizzo, some pitches leaked on him and he didn't hit his spot. Let's see if he hits his spot here. That looks like a hanging breaky ball up above the belt buckle. And you're right, Dick. Will Venable did a fine job getting to that baseball, getting in it quickly, and holding Starlin Castro to that single to keep the double play in order.
2-0 Padres, but that lead threatened now here in the fourth with no one out. First and third for the Cubs. Chris Coghlan lined to left field his first time. It was an awkward swing. Slider. Padre infield playing back. They'll give up the run for a double play chance. High with a fastball at 93. Did you like pitching here at Wrigley?
Loved it. And I think I was a little biased, growing up here. I didn't like it when the wind was blowing out, but enjoyed the, and you know why? The main reason, Dick, that the stands behind home plate are right on top of you. And it gives you that illusion that home plate is right on top of you.
It's closer to the mound.
Exactly. And to put that in perspective, Old Candlestick Park, where the stands, a lot of foul territory, the stands are well behind home plate. It seemed like home plate was 100 yards away. Yeah. And it's an optical illusion, no question about it, but it seemed right here at Wrigley Field, home plate was right up on top of you.
1-2 to Coghlan. Got him. Breaking ball in the dirt. There's one out. 7 strikeouts for Ross. And that sets up a double play that could get you out of the inning. Valbuena comes up.
Absolutely. Tyson Ross did a nice job in the third, leaving that runner at third base. Now with the strikeout on the slider. Nice job by Rene Rivera to smother it. One out, double play in order, you bet.
Valbuena as Ross on a strikeout binge here at Wrigley. He got Valbuena the first time up after a long battle. Lays off that slider low. That's the key for the hitters. Can they lay off the sliders that are landing in the dirt just beyond home plate?
Well,
that was a good strike.
Yes,
there.
it was.
Based on our Fox track from Southland Technology. That should have been called a strike. Line drive, right field base hit. That'll score Rizzo. Holding at second is Castro, and it's a 2-1 game. Valbuena has knocked in all 4 runs the last 2 nights. Solid single.
Well, second time around for Luis Valbuena against Tyson Ross, striking out the first time in the second. This time here, getting something that's straight, outer half. Put a good swing on it. Missed out the reach of diving Solarte. They get out of this inning with a ground ball here, still a force at any base. At least he held him to a single, right? All singles this inning.
3 of them. Rizzo, Castro, then the strikeout of Coghlan. Valbuena knocks in the run. 2-1. Here's Sweeney. He struck out the first time. Line drive caught by Amarista. Dying line drive. It sounded like a broken bat. Off the bat, it looked like trouble, but Coghlan didn't get the sweet spot. Didn't square that one up. So 2 away.
Yeah, thank goodness. A little bit more down towards the sweet spot. And that ball gets over the head of Amarista.
Brings up John Baker, who just missed a home run the first time, going the opposite field. About a foot and a half shy of the basket for a double. It would have been his first home run of the season. Well, he knows Tyson Ross. He was his catcher last year. The pitcher, Edwin Jackson, on deck.
Yeah, I've always thought that's been an interesting dynamic when John Baker, who knows the stuff of Tyson Ross, and Tyson Ross knows the type of hitter John Baker. So, you know, what's going to happen? Is he going to stay in the same pattern? Is John Baker thinking, oh, he's going to pitch me differently? The thinking game going on between these two guys.
Fouled into the Padre dugout. The end of a beautiful day here in the Midwest. Hope you're having a great time back in San Diego. I can just see Mark and Mike feet up.
Oh, yeah.
Looking out over the beautiful vista of downtown San Diego. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 on, 2 out, a run home, 2-1 Padres. Throw to second base, into center field. And that'll have moved both runners up 90 feet. So Rivera trying to catch Castro, and he spiked his throw. And what that's going to amount to is they're probably going to walk Baker now intentionally and take their chances with Edwin Jackson.
Right out of the crouch. That was a timed play as Amarista loses his footing. Rivera spikes it on the shortstop side. Score that in E2.
Castro rolling back to second base. They might have gotten him with a good throw.
Yep.
So second and third. No indication they're going to walk Baker. The count is 1-2. Ooh, good stop by Rivera. Saved a run. That'll push the pitch count to 70 coming up. It's only the second error by the Padres in the last 9 games. They've been playing flawlessly field. Got him. That slider in under the hands. 8 strikeouts for Ross, but the Cubs get a run on 3 hits. It's 2-1 San Diego. Thank you, Mike and Mark. As the Padres lead, carved to 2-1. Try to get that run back here, top of the 5th inning. Rivera. Then Tyson Ross and the leadoff hitter Amarista against Edwin Jackson, who is pitching far above his history against San Diego. 0-5 and a 6.94 ERA. Given up 4 hits. And the 2 runs back in the 1st inning on 3 consecutive hits, single, triple, single. Smith, Grandal with the triple, Venable with the RBI single. Rivera fly to right his first time. So the Giants 2 games ahead of Los Angeles at the start of play today, defeated in Philadelphia. Dodgers have a chance to pick up a game. Yeah, the Dodgers won't pick up a game. They'll pick up a half game because they're not scheduled today.
Idle, huh?
That's a nice one. Idle.
Yeah.
Especially when you get that at home, but you rarely do.
I know. I remember growing up as a kid, you know, picking up the paper and reading the box scores and stuff. It would say, whatever, team, idle. I'm like, huh? What's that?
So 2-1 to Rivera, starting things here in the top of the 5th inning. And that's outside. 3-1. Well, maybe Jackson's about to walk his first man. He has 3 strikeouts.
Hit deep to left field. That'll chase Coughlin back. He looks up and it's gone. Rene Rivera will touch them all. Number 7 for the Padre catcher. And the Padres do indeed get that run right back for Tyson Ross. Rivera makes the grand tour. Number 7 for Rene.
Oh, first home run of the series for the Padres. A hitter's count at 3-1, and you betcha, right down the middle of the plate, locked and loaded is Rene Rivera. Throw that head. It's over the basket. And like you said, Mr. Enberg, the Padres get that run back.
So the leadoff home run Rivera. Here's Tyson Ross. Bounces that up the middle. Castro ranging and throwing, not in time. Tyson Ross can gallop. And he beats it out for an infield hit. Padres' 6th hit of the night. And Tyson's 6th of the season. He leads all Padre pitchers with the most hits, coming in with 5, and is added to that tonight.
Dick, you're right. He got down the line quickly. Tyson Ross can pick him up and put him down. Look at him go.
Look at those long legs.
Yeah.
Saying to Rizzo, I've got one, you've got one.
Yeah.
So what's the big deal here tonight? Amarista struck out and fly to left. Big hole on that right side. Oh, bounces it. Good block by Baker. That was a tough ball to get in front of it. Took a high kick.
Yeah, the breaking ball is going to counter. It bounced the opposite way, and it's coming in. The fastball will be straight. Is that rotation on the breaking ball?
You felt a kind of an uneasy wave and murmur through the crowd when that home run by Rivera was hit, because Jackson's had his troubles giving up so many runs. And that ball inside. It's only the 14th homer that he's allowed. Two and 0 to Amarista. That gets away, and Ross will take second base. on the wild pitch. So suddenly Edwin Jackson solid with his control through the first four. Shaky here in the fifth. 3-1 pitch. Rivera plants it in the left field seats. And now, boy, that one kicking off the edge of the plate away from Baker. He had no chance to block that one. So Ross in scoring position with no one out. And 3-0 to Amarista. Solarte on deck. All four. Oh, boy. Amarista had taken 2 steps before Culpa called that a strike. That's about as long a delay as you'll see. And Bud Black wondering what's going on here.
Ball had a little cut action to it, and
the way Baker caught it, he took it out of the strike zone. Let's see what our Southland technology shows. Yep, caught a piece of the plate. Good call. It's just the way it was called.
Exactly.
So 3-1. High fly ball, left field. Easy play for Coughlin. And there's one away. Around the majors on this Thursday night, Freddie Freeman 1 for 3, but it was a big one, a 3-run homer for the Braves. They beat the Marlins 6-1. Jeff Samardzija, the former Cubs right-hander, goes 8 innings for the A's. 13-1 they shellac the Astros. Brandon McCarthy, former Arizona D-back, has been traded to the Yankees, and he gives up only 4 hits and 1 earned run in 6 innings. He's 2-0 with the Yanks. They beat the Rangers 4-2. Chase Headley had a hit off the right field wall in that game.
Yeah, McCarthy's going to get a little bit more offense in the pinstripes than down in the desert in Arizona.
Solarte, swing and a miss. Tyson Ross at second base, an infield hit and a wild pitch. Amarista unable to move him over on a ground out fly to left. Line way out in front. One sizzles into the crowd down the right field side. Two strikes on Solarte. He's lined to right and grounded to second base. Outside. Jackson, 94 miles an hour. He's still got good stuff. Seth Smith on deck. Ooh, that bounced 10 feet in front of home plate for another wild pitch.
Wow. As we mentioned earlier, there are times when Edwin Jackson will paint on the outside corner, throw a nasty breaking ball, and the next thing you know, the scouts from South Africa are calling for the cricket team. Look at that. That's a great cricket pitch right there, isn't it?
That's a good bowl right there.
The Sri Lankans are on the horn. New Zealand. They need a cricket thrower. They need a bowler.
So Ross, an infield hit, a couple of wild pitches, has moved him around to third base, where Padres can pick up another run on an out. 2-2 to Solarte. Infield in. Struck him out. Went to the breaking ball. And our AT&T fan photo. Let you tweet your photo to hashtag ST fan photo. A chance to be shown in an upcoming telecast brought to you by AT&T.
Is that guy on stilts? Roger?
He better be.
Yeah.
If not, the Lakers might be interested in bringing him up for a tryout.
Thank you, Roger. Roger.
So the fourth strikeout for Jackson denies the Padres a chance for a run on and out. Here's the shift on Smith. He's 2 for 2. Looped a single to left center and lined a double off the ivy base of the left field wall the last time. So he's gone to the opposite field both times, denying that shift. Valbuena, the only player on the left side of the infield. Yeah, good changeup. Padres with a run here in the fifth. It's 3-1 on the home run by Rivera. Ross, the infield hit, has mowed it around second and third on wild pitches. It still stands there.
Ooh, good slider from Jackson there, down and in tight. Late break.
So 1-2 to Smith. Chopped by the mound, charged by Alcantara, and he makes the play. The Padres get a run on this home run by Rene Rivera. Had a chance to add another, but couldn't bring Tyson Ross all the way home. It's 3-1 San Diego.
By the Players Alumni Association, and Tyson said he was honored to receive the award.
That's a great honor. You know, I've worked real hard, you know, on and off the field, and it's pretty cool to be recognized. You know, I think now being recognized, I got to kind of step it up and, you know, continue doing what I've been doing. But, you know, I'm honored. I mean, it's something you can't quantify with stats. It's, you know, it's just who you are as a person. So, you know, I'm very, very honored to be a recipient of that award, and, you know, I'm looking to do it proud.
And that's your Geico quote of the game. It is the only award voted on by the Players Association, and each team has one winner. And on November 18th, they will name an overall winner. So fingers crossed that Tyson Ross will be that winner.
All right, thank you, Chris. He's an outstanding gentleman. And his kid brother, Joe Ross, has been moved up in the ranks, his minor league system, from Lake Elsinore to San Antonio. He's 9-6 this year. Very likely that in the future, two Rosses will be in the Padre dugout.
That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Indeed.
Like the Necros and the Perrys.
Jackson goes down, and that's 9 strikeouts for Ross.
See, the Necros, the Perrys, the Forsches, What other brother combinations do they have for pitchers? I mean, I'm sure we could.
Well, Dizzy and Daffy.
There you go. The Rosses someday.
Be nice. How proud would that Ross family be? They both can make it. Same dugout.
Yeah. How about Andy and Alan Bennis, Cardinal teammates?
Ross has equaled his strikeout high for the season with 9 already tonight. His career high against the Dodgers last year, 10. He's only 1 out into the 5th inning. Bonifacio squares and takes 2-0. He's grounded to short and struck out. That's a strike. 2-1. I'll give you the notes on the Padre players in El Paso on rehab. Up the middle, good stop by Ross. Goalie save, and he saved himself a base hit with the glove. Ball was hit hard.
Nice job, Tyson Ross. Hockey suit coming at you. That's a big frame right there. He gives the thumbs up. He is okay. No need for the trainer to come out. Let's take another look. Hot smash, one hopper, glove save, and a beauty. Knocks it down. He keeps it in front of him.
Keeps the biscuit out of the basket.
There you go. I like it.
And 2 away. Brings up Alcantara, who been overmatched by Tyson Ross. His 2 at-bats, striking out both times. Ball 1. So Jed Jerko last night at El Paso, 2 for 4 with a home run and a couple of RBIs. Cabrera and Alonso used only as pinch hitters, went 0 for 1 in their appearances. That's a strike. And at San Antonio, the Padres' #1 pick a couple of years ago, Corey Spangenberg. He's tearing things up. He's hitting .336. 3 for 4 last night. Spangenberg, beg your pardon. Inside, says Culpa, 2-1. Anthony Rizzo on deck. You'd like to get Alcantara and let him lead off the next inning. That's the pitch that Alcantara has been baffled by each at bat. There's Rizzo. Single tonight. Skips that one, 3-2. The irony that there's the 100th game played by the Cubs this season in their 100th year at Wrigley Field.
It's kind of neat to be here on that night, huh?
Oh, uses the bare hand. Now the second baseman, Solardi. And that ball stays in play, so no advance. And you worry about a pitcher instinctively going after that comebacker with a bare hand. He says he's okay. Infield hit.
Well, you always have to hold your breath. Man, you break a finger, maybe you tweak a fingernail. Looks like Tyson is okay.
That sets the table for Rizzo, representing the tying run. He falls naturally off the mound to his left, so the ball back behind him. Solardi trying to make the 1-4-3, but he wouldn't have gotten him with a good throw. Now, just to be sure, Padres training staff and Bud Black going to go out and check on Ross.
Looks like Paulie Navarro, the assistant trainer, is out there to have a look. Tyson said, that's all right. The smile says it all.
The Heart and Hustle Award, a little too much hustle on that one.
Tell you what, underneath that jersey, that's a huge heart. It's been a pleasure getting to know Tyson Ross as a San Diego Padre. The kid is a prince.
Rizzo blasted a single to right field through the shift. They're shifted again. And he was trying to go over the shift all the way over on that first swing. Well, that was quite a trade for the Padres to get Tyson Ross. Andy Perino and Andrew Werner went to the Oakland A's. That's a big win for the Padres. One and one. And the jury's still out on another big trade involving this man going to the Cubs for Andrew Cashner. When he's healthy, it's a win-win for both sides. Cashner able to work in only 12 games this year. Runner goes, and a ball bounces away anyway, and it's a stolen base for Alcantara.
Well, Rene Rivera has had his duty behind home plate tonight. A lot on his plate, a lot of balls in the dirt that he has done a fine job of blocking and keeping in front of him. That one he just couldn't pick out of the dirt. That's going to happen on the breaking ball once in a while. There's Andrew Cashner.
Fourth steal for Alcantara. It was not only the shoulder problem for Cashner, but a neck problem that's taken so long for him to come back. Strike, and it's 2-2 to Rizzo.
Well, the velocity is still there at 94 on that two-seam fastball.
The Padres lead. We're in the home half of the fifth here at Wrigley. 2 outs and Alcantara there at second base for Rizzo. Goes inside with a fastball. 3-2. Castro on deck.
Tyson indicating it's kind of tough to see the signs with the road uniform, the shadow behind home plate. I think Rene Rivera has these sticky the stickers on his fingernails.
So the trade was made before the 2012 season. Rizzo since has hit 63 home runs with a .261 average, and Cashner with the Padres 15 and 19. Solid ERA 3.08. Just foul. Almost hit the bag at first base. That would have brought in a run.
Hey, that was a heck of a play by that bald dude down there, the right field line. He got to that ball quickly and fielded cleanly.
Don't get there too quickly now.
Yeah, exactly.
So they'll do it again. Full count. 2 outs. Cubs with the runner at second base. The man at second. Amarista has to stay on the shortstop side, but Solarte, the second baseman, playing shallow right field. Got him. Ball gets away, however. Rivera doesn't know where it is. And safe on a strikeout is Rizzo as Alcantara moves to third. 10th strikeout. That matches his career high, but a costly strikeout as the ball in the dirt fooled the hitter. Rene Rivera claiming that he might have been interfered with on the play.
I'm thinking Buddy might be asking if that ball hit Rizzo, because if it hit him, it'd be a dead ball on the swing. Let's check it out. Breaking ball down. Does it hit him on the left ankle? Because if it does, if it's a hit Batman, even this swing, it's a dead ball. He'd be out.
It does look like it might have clipped it. Brings the 4 umpires into a huddle.
And if it hits the batter, the runner would go back to the base he originally started from. Dead ball.
Well, the inning would be over.
Well, really tough to tell right there. You know, it was a breaking ball. So remember, as I said earlier, when a breaking ball is thrown in the dirt, it's going to check up the other way because of the rotation.
And they're going to challenge. Bud Black is going to challenge this. So this is going to be sent back to the men and women in New York to make the decision. Is that a strikeout wild pitch? Is it a strikeout hit batsman? At the moment, runners at first and third for the Cubs and 2 outs. Either way,
yeah.
Ross gets the strikeout. 10 tonight. He's had 2 strikeouts in each of the 5 innings.
I think the thing to remember here, if in fact the ball did hit him, dead ball. Anytime a ball hits a hitter, dead ball. So as we take a look, here's the ball hitting, and then very tough to tell there as well.
It sure looked like it caromed off to the left off his instep, didn't it? So Bud Black has challenged the call. Umpires have ruled it did not hit the batter, and Bud Black, with a challenge, is asking them to review it to see whether it did hit his foot. So Major League Baseball has cameras in every Major League ballpark, locations that we don't have. See whether or not they have a clear view of that play. From our angle, what we have shown you, there's not undeniable evidence that would overturn the call. Best thing for the Padres would be it hit Rizzo. Innings over. For the Cubs, they hope it stands, and they'll have first and third with 2 outs for their cleanup hitter Starlin Castro. Meanwhile, it's a way to ice Tyson Ross as the review continues.
I just don't see enough evidence really to.
This is the only angle we have. See how the ball look. That seems an unnatural
if the
carom.
Ball, yeah. If the ball does not hit him, it's a drop third strike, first and third for the Cubs. If the ball hits him, it's a dead ball. Runner goes back to second. Rizzo is awarded first. So I would rather have hit batsman because it's first and second for the Padres. In this situation, if it's a drop third strike, it's first and third, advantage Cubs because they have a runner now at third base.
So the ruling stands. Batter was not hit is the ruling on the review. So first and third it is. Strikeout wild pitch. And Castro comes up with a tying run on base. Rizzo at first base, and Darren Balsley goes out to the mound.
Well, the 90th pitch for Tyson Ross. So a couple of things here for Darren Balsley. Tyson Ross had the luxury of the challenge there to kind of rest a little bit, get a little bit of a blow out there. So now Darren Balsley, the pitching coach for the Padres, maybe just go over a little refresher course, a little scouting report for the right-hander. It'll be righty on righty here as you take a look at the pitch breakdown and those 90 pitches for Tyson.
Took over 3 minutes to make that decision. They've got to tighten that up some way. I know they're trying to get everything right, but this is a critical spot for Ross, and he's just been standing out there now for, when you count it all up, about 4 minutes. Now you got to face the cleanup man with runners at the corners and 2 outs. He's walked and singled Castro. Ball 1. Padres lead 3-1. We're in the bottom of the 5th. He's got a quick bat, doesn't he? He's out there waiting for a long home run. Got his glove. He's all ready to make his play. Not a lot of competition tonight.
Yeah.
Let's hope he doesn't get a chance here. 1-1. Rizzo at first, Alcantara at third. You see how big a man that Rizzo is standing next to Grandal.
Yep.
Grandal is no shorty. And 1-2. Grandal out giving signs in case Rizzo should break for second base. One-two pitch coming up. Ground ball to short. Amarista will take it to the bag himself, and the inning's over. Tyson Ross rolling along. 2 strikeouts every inning, total of 10. Game summary, first inning. Lenny Grandal a triple past first base. That brought Seth Smith in to score, and Grandal then in position for this base hit by Venable that made it 2-0 early. The Cubs got their run. Valbuena single to right field brought home Anthony Rizzo to make it 2-1 in the 4th inning, and then in the 5th, Rene Rivera ties into one, his 7th home run of the season, and the Padres lead 3-1. Harrah's game summary. Tyson Ross going 5 innings, 5 hits, 10 strikeouts. Jackson 5 innings and 6 hits. not walking a man who is fifth most in walks in the National League. Grandal with that big triple. And Grandal leads it off here in the sixth inning. Venable and Gobert to follow.
Going back to that last half inning, Bud Black was hoping that that ball was going to be hit off the ankle of Rizzo because dead ball, strikeout, end of inning. So challenge didn't work out.
And no damage done, although Ross had to throw a few more pitches to get Castro. There's our pals from last night.
Hey, they're getting a view from every angle. Last night, second row behind home plate, and tonight they're out in the bleachers.
That's oh my, some kind of nice. And oh doctor, where are they tonight? Oh, out there in the left field bleachers.
Yeah, they're right on the foul pole there.
They were behind home plate last night, weren't they?
Yep.
In case you weren't with us, that's what they have on their back with the number 19 saluting Tony Gwynn. And Grandal walks again. That's the fifth time in the series. Leadoff walk. Maybe that bodes well for the Padres here in the sixth. Venable comes up, an RBI single and a ground out. Long look at third base coach Glenn Hoffman to see if hit runs in the works. Ball one. Jackson a little shaky with his control of the last inning. He went 3-1 to Rivera, and Rivera punished that 3-1 pitch for the home run. Then he gave up an infield hit to Ross, and Wild pitched him to second. Wild pitched him to third, but able to get out of it. Amarista, Solarte, and Smith unable to bring in that fourth run. Got squeezed on that one a bit. In the dirt, 2-0. Well, the news is for the Atlanta series is that Jesse Hahn's coming back to the big club. Hahn 5-2 will be pitching tomorrow night in the opener of the 4-game series in Atlanta. He's already in Dixie, flying in today. He'll go against Alex Wood of the Braves, 7-7 tomorrow night. 4:30 our TV time here on Fox Sports San Diego. Base hit to right. Big hole on that right side, and Grandal won't gamble on Sweeney's arm. He coasts into second. 2 men on, no one out here for the Padres in the sixth. Venable, a couple of base knocks tonight.
That's a perfect example of Edwin Jackson. As we take a look at this pitch, a breaky ball speeds up the bat. I'm not going to say that it's a bad pitch. It's just a badly located pitch over the heart of the plate, enabling him to pull it to the right side.
Bullpen is busy for the Cubs. Brian Schlitter and the trainer's out looking at Edwin Jackson, whether he's developed a blister. Let's see. Schlitter worked an inning last night, walked a couple, but no runs allowed. And if this is an injury, then they bring in Schlitter. He has enough time, as much time as he wants. That's going to be the case. Jackson leaves the game. Injury not lifted by Renteria for the walk and the single, but he's developed a blister or something wrong with his pitching hand, and they'll give this right-hander as much time as he needs to be ready. And we have a change of pitchers and a break in the action in Chicago. Wrigley Field. Padres 3, the Cubs 1. Brought to you by Sequan Casino. Real friendly, real close. By Jack in the Box. Head in for the new jalapeno, ranch, or barbecue ultimate cheeseburgers. And by the Aramco Group. Purchase, refinance, reverse. Visit us at aramco.biz.
Hey, tonight's first pitch here at Wrigley Field, lead vocals for the Seattle band Pearl Jam. Eddie Vedder. He fires a nice little cut fastball down and away. Eddie's a huge Cubs fan. And, Eddie, he lost a mentor earlier, and I got a chance to meet Eddie the other night. He lost his mentor, his Uncle John raised him, and he passed away late May. And a lot of people are here at Wrigley Field. And his mom still lives in San Diego. Eddie attended San Diego High School. He was born in Evanston. So he's had a nice little career, all around great guy. And there's the group out there. Pearl Jam has played here at Wrigley Field, and a lot of success. A Seattle band that was formed back in 1990. So welcome Eddie Vedder. He's going to sing the stretch. He's going to conduct it here in the middle of the 7th.
Oh, he's got a tough act to follow now. All right, our pitching change brought to you by Drew Ford. Here's Brian Schlitter's report card.
218 opponents batting average, and Dick, as you mentioned, we saw Schlitter in the 5th inning last night. He walked 2, 1 inning, and no runs. And when you look at that, the strikeouts 22, walks 11, not bad. ERA over 3, having as much time as he needs.
And he says he's ready. He'll be facing Jake Gobert. Gobert, glad to see Jackson gone. He struck out both times. 2 on, no one out. Padres a chance to build on their 3-1 lead, clear that 3-run barrier, get to 4, where they're now 31-5 on the season. And Gobert especially would really like to come up with something special here in front of so many friends and family. Grandal at second, leading off the inning with a walk, and Venable at first with a single. Ball 1. With a trade deadline within a week, a lot of things that may or may not happen. And then with the 3 players in rehab for the Padres, there are going to be a lot of movement of players in this next week.
A lot of discussions, and we love the Cubs, but go Gobert.
And that's playing both sides of the table. Line drive, base hit to center field. That'll only move each runner up 90, as Grandal had to make sure that ball wasn't caught. So the bases are loaded, and Gobert does come up with a base hit. There brings some smiles from his fan club out there in left field.
That was a good at bat right there by Jake, taking it right up the center of the diamond. So 2-seam fastball away, good movement. He goes out and gets it. Good extension. He's got a nice little swing there, Jake Gobert.
Got a Pepsodent smile, too, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
I told you so. I told you he'd get a base hit tonight. So the base is loaded. A Padre over every pillow. Grandal at third. Venable at second. Gobert at first. Here's Chris Nelson. Infield playing back, looking for 2. Strike 1. Nelson is flying to right and tapped out in front of the plate, thrown out by catcher Baker. Gobert still smiling.
Oh, yeah.
Chance to blow this one open. Chop to third. Valbuena comes to the plate, and safe is the call. It's a forced play. Baker thought he had maintained contact. That's not a tag play, but Baker juggling the throw. And the Padres get a run, 4-1 to score. RBI for Chris Nelson. Fielder's choice RBI.
Chopper, everybody's going. Gotta go. Now the throw to the plate. Short hop. Baker cannot come up with it.
Oh, and he dropped the ball. From our angle, we didn't see the ball come out of his glove. That's a break for the Padres. E5 is going to be the call on Valbuena. Fielder's choice E5. And no one out. Rivera, who homered his last time up. Base is still loaded. Venable over to third. Gobert to second. And Nelson at first. Cubs have one of the better fielding records in the National League. Line drive, right field over Rizzo. That'll get at least 2 more home. Venable checks in. Here comes Gobert. And on to third goes Nelson. The Padres get a 2-run single from Rivera. 3 RBIs tonight, and the lead now is at 6-1. Nice night for Rene Rivera.
Yeah, nice job in the number 8 spot. Hitting the ball exactly where it was pitched. This ball elevated. Actually, that ball down the heart of the plate, staying inside that baseball. What a pretty swing by Rene Rivera. Everybody's off and running. Still nobody out for San Diego.
First and third as Rivera goes to left field, pulls his home run, and then slaps it to right field for a 2-run single. Nelson winds up at third. Still no one out. And here's Tyson Ross. Pulls it back. Ball 1. So you can close the book on Edwin Jackson. 2 of the 3 runs scored here in the 5th inning are his. So 5+ innings, 5 runs, 7 hits, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts. So he has trouble with the Padres again. Popped in the air, foul. Rizzo trying to put on the brakes, lost his footing. I'm not sure he could have caught that anyway. No RBI for Nelson on the play where Valbuena misfired to home plate.
Boy, slips on the grass. Thought I saw a banana peel down there somewhere.
It's the same one that was in right field in the first inning. 1-1 to Ross. Infield hit tonight. Oh, did that hit him? It did. Hopefully no damage done. Those are the kind of plays where you get hit up in the wrist, and there's so many small bones in the hand and wrist that you keep your fingers crossed, and I guess that's a smile, not a grimace. Bud wants to make sure that Ross is okay.
It looks like Tyson was motioning towards his chest a little bit.
Let's see where this one did hit him.
That's off the chest.
Yeah, I thought it hit him in the hand or wrist.
It's right up the right pectoral muscle. Tyson Ross. My goodness. You know, he reaches for a ball on the mound and it hits his pitching hand. He takes a fastball off the chest and he smiles. He's all smiles tonight.
Hey, those Berkeley Bears are tough. Bases loaded again. Still no one out. What an inning. Started with Grandal walking. Edwin Jackson the starter. Venable single. Jackson left the game. Schlitter in. Single Gobert. Error by the third baseman. That got 1 run home. And then Rivera singled in 2 more. Now the hit batsman. The pitcher hit. Bases loaded again with no one out. And back to the top of the order. Amarista. And a ball up the middle. Drawn in infield. Hitter's delight. And 2 more runs will score. The Padres explode here in the 6th inning. It's 8-1. Amarista bringing home Nelson and Rivera. The Padres scored 8 last night. 8-3 win. Nice to see so many Padres with a smile, huh?
Absolutely right. And it's nice to see that with the way that the defense was drawn in, playing a little game of pepper up the center of the diamond, just out of the reach of Schlitter. And the Padres doing a fine job tonight, also just avoiding the strikeout. 4 strikeouts tonight, 4 for Edwin Jackson, and putting the ball in play against Brian Schlitter. And there's the 5. And you know what? Quite frankly, the 5 would look even better if it was a 6.
I don't mind you being greedy.
And you know what? Still nobody out. How nice is that?
First and second. Ross at second. Amarista with a 2-run single. And here's Jan Hervis Solarte from the Yankees for Headley. He was hitting .254 with New York, 6 home runs. He's lined out, grounded out, and struck out tonight. 8th man to bat. Still no one out here in the 6th inning. That one bounces in. 2-1. Seth Smith on deck.
Hey, it seems like the mojo is still working, carrying over from last night in the Padres' 8-3 victory.
A team that has struggled to score runs, throwing up an 8 and another 8. That one misses. 3-1. Wesley Wright, a left-hander, starting to throw in the Cubs bullpen. And the bases are loaded again.
Well, what happens when a game gets out of hand? You get the old mobile device and you watch some cartoons.
Now the bases are loaded again with no one out. Ross moves to third. Amarista to second. Solarte joins him, and Rick Renteria with a sigh motions for Wright to come in from the bullpen as the Padres have hit around here in the 6th inning and still nobody out. How about that? Padres leading 8-1.
You prepare for another season in the NFL at the highest level, and of course the ultimate goal of getting to the Super Bowl. I'm sure you're consumed with how I'm going to do in my fantasy draft.
I was a little worried about that.
And last couple of years, I've missed out on you. I've targeted you, and I've missed out on you. You give me the word right now.
He always goes higher than you think, right?
Can exactly.
I just say missed out? Like, I didn't go first.
Where exactly have you slotted?
So, when did you miss out on me?
35th round?
Oh, it looks like Mike Costa's packed down the LBs. Anyway, the countdown is on. Get ready for the season with Extra Sports 1360 on Fox Sports San Diego. Don't miss out on exclusive training camp interviews, updates, news. Straight from Chargers Park tonight after Padres Live on Fox Sports San Diego. If you're into the Chargers fantasy football, that's what you got to watch.
Back to the action here at Wrigley. Seth Smith, the 9th man to bat here in the 6th inning. No one out. Bases loaded. 5 runs have scored. And a chance for a lot more as Wesley Wright trying to put out the fire. Tyson Ross is at third. Amarista with a 2-run single at second. And Solarte with a walk, loading him up. Seems like the entire last half hour we've been saying bases loaded for the Padres. That's a strike to Smith. That's a single, a double, and a ground out. Grandal will turn it around and bat right-handed. He started this with a walk against the starter, Edwin Jackson. Hangs inside, 2-1. Bases loaded, a .326 hitter. Never a grand slam for Seth Smith.
Now would be a good time for the first.
Friendly confines. Although he's got to face a left-handed pitcher. His average much higher against righties. Broken bat looper. And that falls. The runners had to hold to make sure it wasn't caught. One more scores. Ross will head to the dugout, as the Padres now have scored 6 times. Bases still loaded and no one out. A 3-hit night for Seth Smith. And there's your 6.
Okay, well, you know what? As we take a look at this pitch, lefty on lefty, credit Seth Smith for doing a good job getting an elevated pitch, fighting it off, everybody moving up 90 feet. Hard holding back the smiles. And you know what? I'd like to see that into a 7.
So here's the man who started the inning. Yasmani Grandal walked. Tenth man to bat. He walked. Venable singled. Gobert singled to load the bases. Big play was the play at the plate when Valbuena skipped his throw into Baker.
Yep.
An error that kept it going. A run scored there. Then a 2-run single by Rivera to right field. Ross was hit by a pitch. Amarista, a 2-run single. Solardi walked to load him again. Smith now has dumped in a single.
Oh, one of those nights, huh? Yeah. Last 100 years kind of tough, too. Anyway, you were saying, Dick.
Yeah. If you're a real fan, this one pinches.
Oh, yeah.
And the count 2-1. Cramping in the right hand is the word coming in from the press box. Edwin Jackson that took him out of the game earlier in this inning. Cramping in the right hand. Swing and a miss for Grandal. 2-2.
It's time to collect cups. That's great.
He's an all-star.
Yes, he is. He's got the good nest going, too. Enjoy that while you got it, kid.
Down low and a full count and no place to put Grandal. We mentioned earlier he's walked 5 times in the 3 games and didn't start last night. Came in a double switch and walked both times.
You got to think fastball here. 3-2, bases loaded. Try not to overswing. Just hit it hard where it's pitched. Looks like he's consistently trying to keep the ball away.
Strike 3 called. And the fans with the north side of Chicago version of the Bronx cheer. Finally an out. That'll bring up Will Venable.
I don't know why that Cardinal fan was clapping. Right? You see that gentleman in the Cardinal jersey? He was clapping. Why is he clapping for a Cubs strikeout? He wants to see the Cubs go down even more.
Two for 3 tonight. Venable with an RBI single. Chance to add to his RBI count. He has 16 on the season. Bases loaded, 1 out. Up the middle, another hit for Venable. Here comes 1 run, and then holding at third is Solarte. And Venable, his second RBI, a 3-for-4 night for him. It's 9-10-1.
Oh yeah. Can you find the number 7? There you go. But you know what? Quite frankly, Dick, I'd like to see that turn into an 8.
You got the magic touch tonight, don't you?
Hey, it's the merry-go-round inning. 1 on, 1 off.
Jake Gobert singled his last time up in this inning. 12th man to bat. Bases still loaded. 7 runs home. This may go down as the biggest inning of the entire season. Probably already is. I'll have to check with statisticians on that. Chiron Bob's got the numbers. 4 bases loaded hits this inning. Gobert takes. Struck out twice facing Jackson, the starter. Singled up the middle. Greeting Brian Schlichter.
Those Padre fans are happy. Then why not? They're sporting the Padre gear and they're loving this game.
Let's go, Gobert.
You know, they want the Great Pumpkin to get another knock.
This is the biggest inning of the year for the Padres. That's been confirmed. Still only 1 out. Bases full. That's a strike. 2-1.
Come on, Jake.
That looks like a mom, doesn't it? And a strike. 2-2. Chris Nelson on deck. Struck him out. 2 away.
Well, he kept the fastball away. Lefty on lefty. Right. 4-pitch pitcher. Fastball, curveball, slider, and a change.
In this inning, Nelson hit that ground ball with the bases loaded to third, and Valbuena drove skipping into Baker. Run scored on the error, giving the Padres a 4-out inning. 7 runs and 6 hits in this 6th inning. And another base hit to right field. Nelson delivers. That'll score 2 more. And the Padres have really broken it open. A dozen runs. It's 12-1. Solarte scores, and so does Seth Smith. So every Padre has scored a run in the 6th inning. 9 runs. And each man in the lineup has checked in.
And the hits just keep on coming. Very happy dugout for San Diego. Number 10 wouldn't be bad either. They got a 10 tile back there. Well, hopefully we will find out.
Well, you don't see that very often, Mark Grant. You look at that scorebook, right, and from number 1 hitter all the way down to the pitcher, everyone's scoring a run in this inning. And a sharp ground ball to left field off the bat of Rivera. That won't get a run home. It'll just load him up again, as Rivera in the inning has a 2-run single. And he has his 3rd hit tonight. After flying out, he's homered, 2-run single, and singles again. Oh my. Good thing this isn't a carnival. There wouldn't be any of those stuffed animals left.
Yeah. Boy, it's good to see everybody getting into the act, putting some good hacks on those pitches. Boy, a lot of base traffic. It's been rush hour this inning on those base paths for the Padres.
Tyson Ross bats for the 2nd time in the inning. 15th man to bat in this inning. Grounded out, infield single, and hit by a pitch in this frame and scored. Trying to bunt. And he hits it sharply, but right at the second baseman, Alcantara. And here, that crowd here at Wrigley Field. Finally, it's over. 9 runs on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hits, 1 error. And the Padres explode. It's 12-1. All right, gentlemen. Thank you. I hope we'll provide you with some highlights on your postgame show tonight.
Well, they should have plenty to go with tonight. And, you know, it's bottom of the 6th. Still got to go after this ball game like it's scoreless or tied.
Tyson Ross back out there. And Coghlan chops it to Amarista. Across to Gobert. Kind of pulled the string on that throw. And Coghlan out. 1 pitch, 1 out.
Yeah, that was a nice changeup from Amarista over there at first base. And a nice job by Grandal. Squeezing it for the first big important out of this inning.
Boy, the ERA of Brian Schlitter taking a beating tonight. Didn't get an out. 6 batters, 3 hits, 2 walks, and 6 runs scored. 5 of them earned.
That's a tough night in the big leagues.
Yeah. But the Padres going to make that trip to Atlanta a lot shorter. Valbuena knocked in the only Cubs run with a single back in the 4th inning after Rizzo and Castro singled open the inning. He brought in Rizzo. So in the last 2 games, the Cubs have scored 4 runs, all knocked in by Valbuena. Left-hander James Russell. Ground ball. Whoa. High hop, but go. Grandal stays with it. 2 away.
Now it's time for the tools of the trade, brought to you by Ram Trucks. Let's take a look at the arsenal. The grips of Tyson Ross, the tools of his trade. The 4-seam fastball upper left, 2-seam on the upper right. And we haven't seen many changeups tonight. And also that slider that we talked about. There's a 2-seamer. There's another 2-seamer. A slider in the dirt, swung on and missed. Down by the back foot of John Baker. He goes down swinging. Tyson Ross is cruising. He's got a lot of wiggle room, some room for error as the Padres lead 12-1 here in the bottom of the 6th.
10 runs, 12 runs, and 14 hits. Sweeney has struck out and a soft liner to short. 100 pitches for Ross, who is going to accept his 9th win of the season tonight. He would like to keep that record going, which is remarkable. Second best in the National League. 11 times he started, gone 6 innings or more, giving up 1 or no runs, and he's given up only 1 tonight, and he's 1 out away of extending that. Only Adam Wainwright, with 12 times accomplishing that pitching feat, has done better in the National League. 2-2. He struck out 10.
And Tyson would be the first one to tell you, as he goes out in this inning with 2 quick outs in the 6th, I've got to go after these Cubs like it's 0-0. I got to get my team back in there and hopefully score some more runs. That's the mentality you have to keep in a game like this. You can't go wandering off mentally.
I'm sure he doesn't know his total strikeouts, but if he does get a strikeout here, it will be a career high in a game. Looking for number 11. He gets it. 11 strikeout performance. Tyson Ross. The Padres 12. The Cubbies 1. And by your San Diego Lexus dealer. Well, if you're just joining us, that's right. The Padres were their biggest inning in 3 years, the 6th inning, as they sent 14 men to the plate, scored 9 runs on 8 hits, and finished the inning with the bases loaded at that. Phil Plantier with manager Black has to be pleased with these last 2 games. The Padres in a scoring parade. They've scored 20 runs in 2 games here in Chicago.
And enter left-hander James Russell, one of the 2 left-handers for Rick Renteria. We saw one already in Wesley Wright. Russell pitched to frame last night. He walked 1 batter.
That ball hit well to left field. Coughlin goes back and makes the catch on the warning path. Amarista showing power to the opposite field. He had a 2-run single in the 9-run go-around in the last inning.
A nice swing from Alexi, getting an elevated pitch, trying to get on top of it, but working underneath just a little bit. And Coughlin pulls it in for the out.
Here in the background, the announcement here in the press box of the attendance, 31,321. And that last inning is going to mess up a lot of scorecards.
Oh, that's a nice T-shirt on that lady on the left with a silhouette of number 19, Tony Gwynn. Very nice. Like that. Tip in the helmet. Good for you. That's great.
It's almost homemade, doesn't it? Nicely done.
Yeah.
Solarte hitting right-handed, drives that one to center field. Bonifacio at the edge of the track. Couple of long outs off Russell here in the 7th.
Well, in the top of the 7th, with the Padres leading 12-1, it's worth a revisit of the Honda dealer's keys to the game. Hey, keep the mojo in motion. 8 runs, 8 hits last night. Tonight, wow, look at that. 12 runs, 14 hits, and early action on Jackson. Edwin Jackson, the starting pitcher for the Cubs tonight, allowed 2 runs in the top of the 1st, 5 allowed in 5 innings. So Padres had some action on Jackson.
Yeah, you're on your game.
I don't know about that.
Keys to the game. Don't miss that. When Mark tells you what's going to happen, it happens. Russell facing Jeff Francoeur. Francoeur batting for Smith. Excited about going back to Atlanta. His home, has his residence there, be able to sleep in his own bed. Great interview, by the way, in the postgame show, along with all the highlights. Mark Grant sat down with Francoeur before the game, and you realize what a delightful man he is and how appreciative at age 30 he is now that he's back in the big leagues. Great sense of humor, a prankster. There's his numbers at El Paso. 15 homers and 60 runs batted in. He hit 2 balls last night that would have been home runs on a night like this. He said he never he's played a lot at Wrigley Field, never seen the wind blow in that hard.
Well, into his 10th season, and there are his career numbers. He could have had a couple more home runs, as you mentioned last night, because he told me in that interview he hit that ball or those pitches really well. But what a pleasure to have on the team. Great personality.
Senior leadership. He's been in the World Series. Yep. Full count. And he walks.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the San Diego Padres. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres.
I like that when you raise your voice. May not be disseminated. You know, that gets your attention. Dissemination can be a bad thing, especially artificial dissemination. Grandal, the hitter. Ground ball to first, then Rizzo there to scoop it up and go to the bag for the out. Stretch half of the 7th at Wrigley. The Padres 12. The Cubs 1. Outstanding performance, allowing only 1 run and 5 hits. Walked just 1. A career high 11 strikeouts for Ross as he stands to win his 9th game of the year. and continues his brilliant pitching here in the summer.
I'll tell you what, Tyson Ross had it working tonight. The line score proves it right there. And you know what he did? There were times when he had to make an adjustment, and he did just that. 11 strikeouts, getting some breathing room, some room for error, and good for Tyson Ross. Now he's going to hand it over to Tim Stauffer.
And again, that's the 12th time this year in a start he's gone at least 6 innings, allowing 1 or no runs. Wow. Tim Stauffer facing John Baker, his former battery mate. 26th appearance of the season for the dean of Padre players. Chance for him to get some work, and he jumps in front of Baker. 2 strikes as Francoeur takes over for Smith in right field.
You know, Dick, one of these games like this, Tim Stauffer coming in with the 12-1 lead, it's you have to maintain that intensity. We mentioned it before, whether you're a hitter on the winning end or a hitter on the losing end. You don't want to give away at-bats. You don't want to give away innings pitched. Tim Stauffer's going to go after this like it's tied in the 7th.
Misses there, and it's 1-2. Nate Scherholz is in the on-deck circle. Hit for Russell. Strike 3. The 12th Cub to go down on strikes tonight. First for Stauffer. That'll bring up Scherholz. Scherholz, like Tyson Ross, honored as the Heart and Hustle nominee for the Cubs. One of the 30. And then the vote will be made by baseball alumni as to the man of the year. That will be announced in New York. Scherholz to be followed by Bonifacio in the top of the Cubs order. That's a strike. 1-1. Now on to Atlanta. Jesse Hahn goes for his 6th win of the season, coming back to the big club. 4:30 our TV time on Fox Sports San Diego tomorrow night. Foul back. Alex Wood gets the start for the Braves, 7-7. The rest of the pitching matchup Saturday, Despagne for San Diego against Turan. There it is. On Sunday it'll be Stultz and Mike Minor. And on Monday, a day game, Kennedy draws Irvin Santana. Having a good year, Santana, 9-6. 2-2 to Scherholz. One out here in the 7th. Fly ball, left center field. The left fielder Gobert wants it. And there's 2 away.
Well, you saw by our Fox tracks brought to you by Southline Technology that Tim Stauffer doing a fine job of keeping the ball in, keeping it out. 4 pitches, staying out of the heart of the plate. And then what does he do for the easy fly ball? He pulls the string on the changeup. And 2 outs here for Timmy here in the 7th.
So this is all good to get another great start from Ross, get a bunch of runs. How about a dozen? And then a big enough lead that Stauffer needs to keep the rust off, gets a chance to throw. Ian Kennedy was outstanding last night, 1 pitch away from a shutout himself.
Well, the pitching has just been lights out this year. So much you can say about it. Going into this game, 2nd in the National League ERA collectively at 3.18 for the Padres.
Yeah, only Washington with a better team ERA.
Pretty tight in that 1st and 2nd race too.
Yeah.
Washington's ERA 3.12. Padres 3.18.
1-2 now to Bonifacio. And how about this for the starters? The last 28 starts, the Padres starter has allowed 3 runs or less 26 of 28 games.
That's amazing.
Swing and a miss, and Stauffer has the strikeout pitch going as he knocks down the Cubs in order in the 7th. Padres lead by 11. Let's say it again, by 11.
Hey.
All right, Mike and Mark. It should be a terrific post-game show tonight. Always is an Emmy award-winning caliber, but when you get this kind of fodder to work with, you know.
Well, when you get Pomerantz and Sweeney working on anything, I smell an Emmy.
Yeah, it's a silo full of outstanding work. Venable, glove by Valbuena, and he gets him on a close play at first base. Venable flirting with his 4th hit of the night. Couldn't get it by Valbuena.
Like any position player, no matter what the score is, you're going to try to pick up your pitcher. Valbuena and a nice stretch by Anthony Rizzo over at first base. Good hustle, as always, by Will Venable.
Venable, 3 hits, 3 singles, a couple of RBIs, scored a run. Here's Gobert. He has a single in 4 trips and scored a run. Every Padre in the lineup has either a base hit or has scored a run tonight. But a remarkable 6th inning where from 1 through 9, all 9 men in the batting order, including Tyson Ross, scored a run. Gobert flies that one to left field. A long run for Coughlin, but he can get there. 2 away. Pedro Strop gets 2 quick outs as he comes in from the bullpen. Chris Nelson, 2-run single in that 14-minute bad inning in the 6th. This time it's Jace Peterson who's going to get it in at bat. And that's the luxury of having a big lead. Bud Black can give his bullpen and his bench some added work. Peterson hasn't seen much playing time since being called up. 5 for 50 in his limited time at bat in the big leagues. But 300 hitter in the minors. They think a lot of this young guy. Two outs in the 8th. Rivera whether it's this inning or the ninth inning, going to get another at bat. 3 different Padres with 3 hits tonight. Smith with 3, 2 singles and a double. Venable with 3, all singles. And Rivera with the big blows, the home run and 2-run single and another base hit. Had 2 hits in that 6th inning.
You're going to have those Atlanta Brave pitchers kind of shaking in their boots a little bit as they fly down to Atlanta. There's a person keeping score there.
Look at the 6th inning.
Yeah.
You got to do some heavy pencil work there. And ball 4. Peterson aboard, 2-out walk, and here comes Rivera. Well, Rene, the score was 2-1 in the 5th inning when Rivera tagged Jackson's fastball and drove it into the bleachers to make it 3-1. Then in the 9-run 6th inning, a 2-run single. And he added another single. So 3 for 4 for Rivera. That's right how our book looks too.
Yeah. Nice line for Rene.
See,
I like the way he keeps score too, similar to the way I keep score there. How about you, Dick? Same way? Little dots for RBIs?
Yeah.
And then the lines for where like right here, like where a pitcher came in, right? New pitcher.
Right, that's what we do.
Yeah,
and then because the inning went beyond 9 batters, he had to draw a line there and make an extension of the 6th inning. Oh, and 2. Big night in the big leagues for Rene Rivera. 3 for 8 in the series. Peterson at first, 2 out. And he goes after the ball in the dirt, and the out will be recorded at first base. That's it for the Padres in the 8th inning. Bottom of the 8th. We'll see Anthony Rizzo again. This is the hour. That 6th inning took about an hour. 9 runs on 8 hits, and they left the bases loaded as they pounded the lead from 3-1 to 12-1. And here are the Cubs in the 8th inning. Alcantara, Rizzo, and Castro against Tim Stauffer. Hopefully they didn't use up all their run allowance as they go to Atlanta. Some good pitching waiting for them. Infield hit and a couple of strikeouts for this young infielder outfielder. Way out in front of the changeup. Peterson stays in the game at second, with Solarte moving from second over to third. There's a line drive center field for a base hit. Alcantara. That's the first hit given up by Tim Stauffer. Brings up Anthony Rizzo. Sixth hit of the night for the Cubs. Rizzo struck out. Singleton scored the only run for Chicago, and then struck out again. And then was safe on the wild pitch. Controversial play. May or may not have hit his foot, but the ruling on the field would stand. Right through the legs of Rivera. And Alcantara moves to second base on the wild pitch.
I love the official score here at Wrigley. I'm going to get that gentleman's name, the official score here, but and I'm going to tell you why I love hearing his voice. His name is Bob Rosenberg. I remember as a kid, 8 years old, turning on WGN, listening to Jack Brickhouse, and hearing that man's voice. E6, East the error shortstop. Bob Rosenberg, and he's still doing it today. That's great. Talk about a guy who has a passion for his job. Look at him. That's his microphone. He's keeping score. He is the official score.
You hear his voice in the background during our telecast.
Yeah.
Oh, he must have started at a young age.
Yeah, I don't know what year it is for him here at Wrigley. He has been around a long, long time. Going back to the mid-'70s.
3-0 to Rizzo. Can't argue with any of his official scoring in the entire series.
Yeah.
Spot on. 3-1 to Rizzo. What's the flight time to Atlanta? About 3 hours, 2.5?
Oh, gosh. I'd have to check. About 2. 2.5. I think you're right on.
That one foul back of the plate. So it looks as if Padres, after this game, by the time they shower, get ready, and hit the buses and go through security, I think we fly out of O'Hare tonight, don't we, instead of Midway, which is a little longer haul.
Right.
And optimistically take off around midnight. You lose an hour.
Right. So right now it's 11:10.
So it'll be 3 o'clock in the morning, and then you got to get from Atlanta Airport to the hotel. So we'll get our bags in the room a little after 4.
Perfect.
It's about the time you're normally going to bed, isn't it?
Well, I'll tell you what'll wake you up. It's time now for the Cholula flamethrower. Oh, yeah. Cholula coming at you. Tim Stauffer topping out at 92 tonight with the heater. Could use a little Cholula.
Yeah, old Harry Carey could have downed a little bud with a Cholula, huh?
Yeah, maybe a little spicy, you betcha.
Hot suds. Rizzo with a walk. 2 on with no one out to Castro. Padres haven't had a double play in the entire series.
You calling it, Professor?
Yeah, I think we're time for one. Let's move this game along.
Order me a double.
0-2 to Castro. Rizzo walking for the 56th time. He's 5th in the league in walks. I'm starting to see a semblance of what's going to be the future of the Cubs in the lineup here. The youngsters, you know, Castro's only 24. Slaps that one down the right field side, foul. Rizzo, is he 24 or 25 now? But he's young.
Yeah.
Alcantara's 22. And they've got Chris Bryant waiting down in the minors where he's just tearing up. He's undoubtedly has the best numbers of any hitter in the minor leagues.
Yeah, how about those numbers, huh?
He's going to hit, let's see, Rizzo.
He's got a birthday coming up,
coming
I think,
up 25 next month in a couple of weeks. So they've got young talent. Bryant from the University of San Diego. They talk about him playing third base, but maybe it'll be the outfield. He's 6'5.5". That's pretty tall for a third baseman. He might wind up a corner outfielder. One hopper by Amarista. That'll send Alcantara to the plate. It's 12-2. Castro's 54th RBI of the season. Rizzo stops at second.
Just out of the diving reach. Nice effort right there by Alexi.
I thought off the bat that might be the double play.
I was thinking right along there with you.
Here's Chris Coghlan. Line to left, struck out, and grounded to short. So if you're just joining us, the biggest inning in 3 years for the Padres is they sent 14 men to the plate in the 6th inning, scored 9 times. Tyson Ross, the starter, allowing only 1 run, striking out a career high 11. Way out in front of the off-speed delivery from Stauffer. A lonely 1 in the 8th inning for the Cubs. Look at that big 9.
Yeah, 1 is the loneliest number.
That 9 looks like it's smiling, doesn't it?
It does, kind of, yeah.
Another off-speed pitch. 0-2 to Coghlan, but he was 0-2 on Castro, and Castro slapped a single up the middle. Padre bullpen now with no one out and a run scored here for the Cubs in the 8th inning. Getting somebody ready. Another line drive, base hit, cut off by Gobert. Here comes Rizzo to score. It's 12-3. Coghlan now has hit safely or has reached safely in 18 of the last 19 games. Still no one out.
And with that said, Darren Balsey, the pitching coach for the Padres, trotting out to pay a visit with Tim Stauffer in action in the Padre bullpen.
3 hits and a walk off Stauffer here in the 8th for the Cubs to make it 12-3. Nick Vincent getting ready quickly. Nick finally back from the DL after a month and a half. Got in the game last night. Worked a third of an inning, got his man out, gave up a hit. Valbuena struck out, singled in the first run for the Cubs, and hit the ball hard the last time right to the first baseman Gobert. Ball 1. 32 pitches for Stauffer. Cruised through the 7th inning.
Yep.
Fly ball and a couple of strikeouts.
You know, I was thinking that Tim Stauffer, if he could have had a clean 8th inning and finish this one off, going 3 innings and get a save.
Off the head of the bat again, off speed. Seems to be working best for Stauffer.
He had a nice 1-2-3 7th. And if you complete the last 3 innings, credit for a save. But Tim run into a little bit of trouble here in the 8th.
Thank goodness for the big pad. 12-1 as we started this 8th inning for the Cubs. 2-1. Padre fans aplenty at Wrigley tonight. Ooh, good cut. 2-2.
And our guys are still hanging in there down by the left field foul pole. Having a good old time. There you go. Front row. Look out.
That bounce. That's a 55-footer.
Well, he tried to go soft on him right there. It looked like an off-speed pitch. And Rene got a piece of that one.
And the throwing hand. 3-2. Todd Hutchison jogs out to the mound to make sure that Rivera's okay.
Follow the path of the baseball. Watch the throwing hand. Looks like got it on the right thumb.
And Stauffer needs to retire Valbuena. This may be it for him. Single walk, single, single. RBI singles from Castro and Coughlin. They're at second and first. No one out. 2 runs home. Popped up. Foul territory. Solarte. And there's one away. Brings up Ryan Sweeney.
Hey, Saturday. It's a full day of MLB action, beginning with the Nationals taking on the Reds on Fox Sports 1, followed by the Padres squaring off against the Braves on Fox Sports San Diego. Coverage begins at 12:30 p.m. Pacific on Fox Sports 1. That continues at 3:30 Pacific right here on Fox Sports San Diego. Get your baseball fix on Fox.
Doubleheader action again on Saturday. First pitch strike to Sweeney, and that'll be a chance for you to see Despaigne off his ODs, off his near no-hitter. Came 4 outs shy. His first start since, given an extra day's rest by Bud Black. Line foul. And Stauffer ahead. 2 strikes on Sweeney. Ground ball to first. Grandal throws it away. Instead of getting the sure out at first base, that's not a smart play. I mean, the game here late, a big lead. Just get the out. Let the runners advance. Instead, the error by Grandal. Bases loaded, only 1 out.
Yeah, that's a good call. He had the chance to go to first base, taking himself on the 2-hopper. Spinning towards the glove hand side, and he kind of juggled it a little bit. And then by that time, the runner gets closer to second base, and it's tougher for a throwing lane. It has to be a perfect throw.
And that'll be all for Stauffer. Nick Vincent beckoned from the bullpen. It's 12-3, but the Cubs have the bases loaded and only 1 out.
Then the strike. Long drive, way back, it might be, it could be, it is! Holy cow! Tuffy Rose has hit 2 of them on Don Gooden. Listen to this crowd.
Harry Carey. That was the call. It could be, it may be, it is. Holy cow.
That's a pretty good day, hitting a couple home runs off of Doc Gooden, huh?
You bet. Here's Vincent with the bases loaded. Pitching to John Baker. Baker, the ex-Padre, doubled off the top of the left field wall his first time up. Struck out the last 2. Vincent back in action. Sidelined for about 6 weeks. 0-2.
Nice. Nick known for that fastball, the cut fastball, and the slider. He's mixed in the changeup as well. As the bases are full of Cubs.
1 out. Bases loaded. Sweeney at first base, safe on the error. Throwing error by Grandal. Wastes a pitch away. Junior Lake is in the on-deck circle. Pitcher due next. Padre infield looking for a ground ball. Fly ball, shallow. Center fielder Venable coming into shallow center field. They won't try to tag and score on that one. A risk and reward, 2 away. And that'll bring up Junior Lake. Lake, who started sensationally this year, has really cooled down.
When the game gets out of hand, you can always use your scorecard as a hat, but it's dark, it's not raining, and it's a very pleasant night in Chicago. So I guess it's just more of a fashion statement.
Lake hitting .215 with 9 home runs, but most of those came in April, early May. Strikes out a lot, 95 times, and 265 at bats. But he has power. Foul back. And another young Cub who learns to the strike zone a little better. He's 24 as well. Two outs, bases full, 2 runs home here in the Cubs' 8th inning. That'll make the crowd down the right field side. So Vincent ahead, 2 strikes. Padres lead by 9.
Well, you know what's good about this outing by Nick Vincent, Dick, with the Cubs trailing big time, 12-3. Nick, back-to-back nights, right? Last night he was out there only a third of an inning, gave up a hit, but still to come off the DL, go back-to-back nights. That's a good sign. I'd like to welcome Johnny Depp to the game. Big fan.
Oh, 0-2 coming up. Got him looking. Another strikeout for Lake, and Vincent calms the seas here in the 8th inning, and the Cubs settle for 2. It's 12-3 and on to the 9th inning. How plays of the game. Let's just go to the 6th inning. Listen to the sounds. It all added up to 9 runs on 8 hits as the Padres took a 3-1 game to 12-1 in support of Tyson Ross. Our Bill Howe plays of the game.
And it's always a good sign here in Chicago when it's late in the game and a lot of people have headed for the L or headed home, because that means that the Cubs are trailing, and that seems to be the story here. Big night for San Diego, working on a laugher.
Hector Rondon, the 6th player used by Rick Renteria for the Cubs, making just his, well, actually his 40th appearance. Whoa, watch out. That one slicing into the crowd off to the right side. Nick Vincent getting a chance to bat. Doesn't get many opportunities as a relief pitcher. It shows as he goes down swinging.
Just don't get hurt.
And a look ahead to Atlanta tomorrow night, 4:30 here on Fox Sports San Diego. Jesse Hahn will bring that 12-6 curveball into the capital of Georgia. Let's see if he can check the Atlanta Braves. Hahn 5-2 against Alex Wood for the Braves. Amarista fouls that one away. The Braves in the East have been battling with Washington for the top spot all season. Coming into play tonight, Washington with a 1-game lead over Atlanta. Oh, 0-2 to Amarista. He's flied out 3 times to the left fielder, struck out, and in that big 9-run 6th inning, singled in 2 and scored himself. That was with an infield drawn in. He punched a ground single right back through the middle. He's done a good job at shortstop for Everett Cabrera, hasn't he?
Absolutely.
Another fly ball to the left fielder. Coghlan going back. Oh, and drops the ball. And Amarista running all the way is on his way to third, and he'll make it in without a slide. Coghlan, he knew the wall was coming. He lost the ball in the ivy. I didn't think that would carry that far, did you?
Not really, but I think that's got to be an error.
Well, the groundskeeper isn't going to like he shredded from a lot of ivy.
Yeah.
Amarista all the way to third with 1 out. It is an E7. A 3-base error charged to Coghlan, and here's Solarte. Solarte, the only Padre without a hit tonight in the starting lineup. Line to right, grounded to second, struck out, walked and scored in the 6th inning. And a long out to center. Chance to pick up an RBI. Had one last night on his triple in the 1st inning.
Oh.
That didn't feel good.
No. I like his first name. I got to be quite honest with you. I like the ringtone. Jan Harvis. Jan Harvis. Jan Harvis. How do you say it, Dick?
I think you just said it. It's just
Jan Harvis. Those Spanish classes really taken, paying off from high school.
Yeah. I think I'm going to settle for Jan.
Yanni. There you go. He plays the pan flute. Yanni.
I've actually gone to a Yanni concert.
Really?
Yeah.
You're the guy, huh?
2 strikes. And another foul ball. It was a packed house.
Was it? No.
Yeah.
He's very talented.
It was at
I'd rather
Cox Arena at San Diego State.
That's great. I would rather go see Ron Burgundy play the Yaz flute.
Left field, that should get the run in. It's Coghlan challenged, makes the catch. Here comes the throw. Amarista scores. The throw is just offline enough that Baker had to go to the foul side, and that allowed Amarista an open door. 13-3 the score. Unearned run, but a sacrifice fly for Solarte.
At first it didn't look like Amarista was really going to, give the effort to. He was going to go down the line and kind of deke him a little bit. He recognizes the ball in foul territory and slides towards fair territory. See where this ball hits on the bounce. Oh, you know what? That hit the lip of the grass where it meets the dirt and exits stage right.
And Francoeur grounds out, and that's it for the Padres. They claim an unearned run in the ninth. It's 13-3 here in Chicago. Ceremony 1988 when they turned on the lights for the first time here at Wrigley Field, the last Major League Park to allow night baseball. And that gentleman, Cubs fan, had the honor of pushing the button, simulating the start. And so it is that we play 3 night games. Very unusual. Usually have at least one day game.
Yeah, I remember growing up before they had lights, watching on TV, and they would call the game because of darkness. It would be, extra innings or whatever to get later in the year. Have to start it to continue with the next day.
Nick Vinson got the final 2 outs, bailing out Stauffer in the 8th. Faces Bonifacio, Alcantara, and Rizzo here in the 9th. 0 for 4 for the leadoff man, Bonifacio, tonight. Slaps that one to third. Solarte can't handle it. Tough play. See how they score. It's called an infield hit.
Oh, there's the Eddie Vedder group out there honoring his late uncle, Johnny, who was his mentor growing up. He passed away in May this year, so a nice picture, a nice gesture on the part of the Vedder family enjoying the game here tonight. He, of course, conducted the 7th inning stretch. Eddie Vedder, lead singer of Pearl Jam.
Here's Mendy Alcantara. Has a couple of hits. Slider in there. One with Rizzo waiting his turn. He scored 2 of the 3 Cubs runs tonight. Well, Alcantara had a difficult time with a slider of Tyson Ross, overmatched on the slider, but you can see he takes good rips at the fastball.
Here's Eddie enjoying a fine time with his family and friends. Oh, that's great. A nice picture right there. In the bleachers.
Swing and a foul tip. And that'll do it for Alcantara. One away. First, second strikeout for Nick Vincent. Well, I hope that Yang didn't push our three Padre pals. See no evil.
Hear no evil.
See no evil.
No, they're still out there.
Okay.
They're hugging that left field foul pole, enjoying the big league. There they are. The friends from Hilltop High.
That's great.
It sure is.
Went out to Rizzo. A single and a walk, scored twice, and he struck out twice. Shift is on. Check swing foul. But we can't show you. We could see it last night because they had their back to home plate. So we could see on their back, they all wearing 19, saluting Tony Gwynn. And then each one borrowing a phrase from Mark Grant, myself, Jerry Coleman. Oh, doctor. Oh, my. And
some kind of nice.
I like the way they spelled that, too.
Yeah.
There they are. Those are the stars of the 3 games. They've had a good time. There they are.
This was last night. They were 3 rows right behind home plate. And, of course, honoring the great late Tony Gwynn, number 19, the jersey that Tony wore, the old brown. Thank you, gentlemen.
2 strikes. And down goes Rizzo for the 3rd time tonight. 3 strikeouts for Vincent. And the Cubs down to their final out. Starlin Castro, the cleanup hitter. Well, the 13 runs tonight ties the most the Padres have ever scored here at Wrigley Field. A lot of high-scoring games, but this is a 13-run tie for the most ever here. Friendly confines indeed for San Diego hitters. 13 runs, 14 hits tonight. Runner goes. Defensive indifference.
Well, once again, folks, be sure to stay tuned after this one on Fox Sports San Diego. A sit-down with Jeff Francoeur. Frenchie. One of the famous Frenchies out there. Frenchie Fuqua. Frenchie from the musical Grease, who failed in beauty school. She was a beauty school dropout. Frenchie was. Fox Sports San Diego's post-game show. Padres Live. Here's Frenchie.
Going home to Atlanta tonight. 2 strikes now on Castro. A strike away from locking up this big high-scoring win for the Padres. And with a win, they'll take their 2nd series since the All-Star break. 2 out of 3 from the Mets. 2 out of 3 here in Chicago. Tough time going to Atlanta. Padres have had their share of troubles down there. It's an outstanding team again in Braves country. And this would give them the season series 4 games to 3. Still alive, Castro. Well, they recovered nicely from that 6-0 shutout on Tuesday night. 8-3 last night. 13-3 currently tonight. Bonifacio at second base, 2 outs. Ooh, that one got Rene in the mask. Oh, he's had a tough night tonight.
Yes, he has. One in the thumb. It'll make him forget about the thumb, won't it?
That's.
Hey, Artie! Check out the guy in the sombrero.
He's hardly a rocket personality. 1-2 to Castro. And 2 balls, 2 strikes. Approaching 11:15 in the evening here in Chicago, and that was a 3.5-hour game last night. Going to exceed that tonight. But the good news is, one of the reasons, 13 runs on the board for San Diego. Another foul. Yeah, the fan who stayed till the end of the game barely could make it over the chair into the row in front of him, but he came up with a souvenir. Good on you. Vincent trying to close the gate. 2-2 to Castro. Long run for Grandal into the bullpen. A tough play, but second baseman Jace Peterson over to make the catch, or does he? Yep, he got it. Came up with it, and that'll close the deal here for the Padres as they take the series, take the season series 4-3 over the Cubbies. Another look at the hustle by Peterson, the former strong safety in college, and nothing intimidating him. He wanted the final out, and then he's got it on the slide. Padres win it. Final score 13-3 as we take you back to San Diego. Padres